where's the engagement ring?
Actually,
Actually is not an answer. I want to know where the engagement ring is now.
I'm assuming they're in the storage box.
Another ring goes missing.
Let me explain why. I don't believe you.
Okay.
I put...
Sanford versus Alexander.
Thank you.
Prize has been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Sanford, the defendant had been your boyfriend. According to your complaint, you had an argument one evening. You were out at a series of bars, and defendant caused some damage to your car. In addition, you claim that he assaulted and hurt you.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. When did this incident occur? What date?
August 13th.
Where had you been that evening?
We went out to eat first. Then I got a phone call from a friend saying there was a party. So we went to the party. I saw my friend there. When we got there, we didn't recognize anybody there that we knew. So Soren then suggested another bar. And when we pulled in to the parking lot, I realized it was a strip bar. I immediately said, I'm going to stay in the car. I refused to go in. But then they talked me in and they said they were only going to have one beer.
By this time, what time was it?
12:30. It was getting late. Bars were closing.
Okay. Did you go into the bar?
Yes, I did.
And you stayed for how long?
Enough for them to have 2 pitchers of beer.
Just the two of them? Did you drink?
No, I did not.
Your Honor, she was drinking as well. We went out for dinner.
I was drinking before then.
All right. What time did you leave that bar?
When it closed.
What
That was the
time?
only reason why we left. 1 o'clock, I think.
Okay.
1:30.
And what happened when you got
Well,
into the car?
an incident happened before we even got in the car. We walked out of the bar, and he immediately was furious, punching the window, and he punched it like 5 or 6 times. And then he's like, open the door, unlock the door. And I was like trying to get the keys out of my pocketbook. As soon as we got in the car, I was like, why are you hitting my window? That was why the whole fight just started out. He wanted to get out of the car, I wanted to get out of the car. Because
Was he sitting in the front passenger seat?
Yes, he was.
And you were driving?
Yes, I was.
Go ahead. Now you're driving along and he wants to get out.
I wasn't going in the correct direction to another bar that he wanted to go to, but the way he was disrespecting me the whole entire night, I refused to bring him to another bar. So he grabbed the steering wheel, slammed the car into a curb, just missing a pole. I was in shock, so I just got out of the car. And that's when, I don't even know if I was yelling anything. That's when he grabbed my arm and started throwing me up and down, like flinging me around like a rag doll. And I hit my hip on it was cement steps. Got out of the car, furious, and Soren ran from the scene.
So what happened to your car?
Instant flat tire and multiple damages to the right side of the car.
Do you have photographs of the car?
Yes, I do. This is the rims. I have proof that I have bent rims.
Let me
I
see
also
pictures
have
of the car.
receipts of all the damage.
Just a minute. Okay. Did you seek any medical treatment?
Yes, I did.
When?
About 3 days later, I have medical proof of that. And he also came to the doctor's appointment with me and to get x-rays because my hip hurt so bad.
Did you, in fact, go to the doctors with her?
Yes, I did. She said that she had hurt her side, and I said, there's no way that you got damaged enough that she thought she had a cracked pelvis. I'm like, there's no way you'd be walking around for 3 days.
But she complained to you that she had, in fact, been injured.
3 days later.
And you were...
If she was really injured, then she would have gone that night. She wasn't injured.
But you were sufficiently concerned to accompany her to the doctor, is that right?
She requested that I go with her, and I said, fine, I will.
Were you still seeing each other then?
At the point of the accident, I really didn't want to see her ever again.
Did you see her again?
Yes.
Until when?
Till the day that I paid her the final check.
Which was what date?
Check date was 11/25.
So you continued to see her until November?
Yes.
Now, in your defense, you said you would pay for the damage to the car. And you immediately gave her some money. How much money did you give her?
I gave her $200 cash 1 week, and then I gave her $100 cash the next week after we spoke. And at each week, I asked her, can I have a statement so that I can see what I'm paying for? She got irate with me. She said, I don't have a statement. All I have is a receipt for a total bill. And I said, well, then what do I know that you've done to the vehicle? Have you fixed the side, or have you fixed other things? At the time that I issued the check for $180...
Then you gave her another check for $180?
Yes, because...
How much later?
That was probably about another 2 weeks after.
So far, that's all correct. He's given you $480.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She then, after I issued her this check, said, now you're going to pay for the rim, right? And I said, no, I'm not paying for the rim. It's warped because you drove away on the rim with the flat tire. Then she wanted payment for the rear of the vehicle. Well, nowhere in her statement does she say the rear of the vehicle got damaged. She just wants more money for other things that never took
Let
place.
me see the final check that you wrote to her, sir.
The check also says paid in full, and
Yes,
she cashed
that's
it.
what you said in your answer. What kind of car is this?
It's a Hyundai Tiburon FX 97.
Are you driving it?
Yes, I am. I'm driving it damaged right now. It has two bent rims on the right side.
How could it have two bent rims?
Because it hit on the right side and it wrecked both rims when on impact.
Why didn't you tell him that immediately?
I did. He knew all of this. He even made me go to his mechanic to get all this done.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to bring it to my mechanic. This is all the receipts from that. And he was supposed to go down there that day and pay it on his credit card, which he did not. And they were going to lock my car up. And I went down and paid it over. Actually, I paid it over the phone and went down and picked up my own car.
Did you ask her to go to your mechanic, sir?
I asked her, it's not my mechanic, just a place where I've had work done. I asked her, yes, go try this place out.
His is $764.
That's not including the rims that I do need. And this is the price list of the rims.
Your Honor, she damaged those rims. I didn't damage those rims.
I did not.
If I damaged them, it would have been chipped, not warped.
Where did you take your car after the flat tire?
I drove it to a parking lot where I could change the flat tire and continue home, which was not far at all. It did not damage the rims.
Listen, he's responsible for that. Sir, you're responsible for that. If she had to take the car, drive the car even with flat tires to a safe place so that the tire could be changed safely, then you are responsible if the rims were damaged when she rode on those rims. And you could have avoided the whole problem if you stayed there and fixed the tire on the scene yourself.
Well, you know what?
Why didn't you
we had a
do
chance
that?
to do that. We could have done that.
Now,
but
why didn't you, not we, you caused the accident?
Because I didn't want to be in the vehicle with her. I didn't even want to talk to her ever again.
Okay.
She did not let me out when I said let me out.
Okay. And you were all drinking a little too much.
I stopped drinking,
Let me just,
Your Honor.
you don't drink at all when you're driving, madam. You don't drink at all when you're driving.
While we were at the strip bar, I stopped drinking because I was so mad.
Let me explain
I
something
know.
to you. What word didn't you understand? You don't drink at all if you're driving.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amy Sanford says ex-boyfriend Soren Alexanian owes her for damage to her car and an assault.
The rims are $221. Is that right? That's what it says.
Plus tax, yeah.
You know,
Yes.
No, with the tax.
With the tax, yeah.
I have an estimate from a Hyundai dealer that has far below than that. I don't know where she gets 221
Let me see.
from.
For the rims. Let me see. So far, you owe her $284, which is the difference in what you gave her so far and what it's cost her so far to fix it. And you have, is that $172?
I believe that's what it says.
$172 times 2.
Well, why would it be times 2? I don't understand. She
need
said
to-
front right damage, not rear damage. It's the front right side of the vehicle that we're talking about.
How
She
did
just-
the rear
rims
rim
were dented.
No, how? That's what I don't understand. You only had one flat tire, is that right?
Yeah, but when he hit the curbing, he hit both rims on the curb. I have pictures of 2 rims being dented.
You mean it hit, but it hit harder on the front?
We were going 40 miles an hour.
All right. No, hers is less, sir. I would take hers rather than this one. Because you have 172 times 2. She has 221 for the whole kit and caboodle. That's $505. Now, your lawsuit seeks $1,800.
For pain and suffering due to him throwing me around. I worked
Miss
two
Sanford,
I
Miss
worked
Sanford,
2 jobs.
Miss Sanford, I would have entertained your application for pain and suffering as a result of being thrown on the 15th of August if you hadn't maintained your relationship with him until November.
I only did that to seek my money, Your Honor.
Baloney. Baloney.
Try to work things out. It didn't work
Then you
out.
try to work things out. It didn't work out. Then you don't say a year later or 6 months later or 8 months later, now I want my pain and suffering. That doesn't work.
It's been taking that long to get anything from him. I went through a lot of pain. He even saw me.
Just
go
a
through lot of
second.
pain.
I can understand you went through a lot of pain. If you wrote him a goodbye note, said goodbye to him, came into court and said he assaulted me, and if you didn't want to proceed criminally, you proceed civilly, right? I could say fine, but if you, I mean, did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant? Answer my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have an intimate relationship with the defendant after August 15th?
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't think so. We didn't get along
listen,
very well. I could tell you that.
I don't care whether you got along very well or not.
He took me out
Are
to
you
eat a
telling
couple
me?
times.
What?
He took me out to dinner a couple times after this all happened.
Miss Sanford, you're telling me you had an intimate relationship with him before and afterwards he maintained a relationship with you and you no longer had an intimate relationship with him for 3 months? Is that what you're telling me? You want me to believe that? No, you don't. But he is responsible for the damage he caused to your car because he took control of the steering wheel of the car. The car was in an accident, and any damage that is the proximate cause of that, he's responsible for. And if there is any question as to whether he's responsible for the damage, I have to find in your favor with regard to that because I wasn't there. Neither was he to fix the car. So the judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $505 for the damage to the car. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When we were in a strip joint, she got angry at me for looking at girls in a strip joint, which is what you go to a strip joint for.
It was really disgusting, degrading to me. I just wanted to leave.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Flynn versus Burbine. Step forward, please.
37-year-old deli worker Shirley Flynn is suing her ex-boyfriend, 39-year-old contractor Raymond Burbine, for the return of her children's baby pictures and a diamond bracelet.
According to the complaint, you and the defendant lived together for a period of 5 years. You've known each other for 10. When you separated, you put your stuff in storage. It's your claim that the defendant retained some of your property.
Yes.
When did you separate your property?
I got evicted from my apartment because of circumstances.
Got evicted from your apartment in what month?
March of 99, 2000. Lived with somebody from March until June.
The two of you lived with somebody else until June.
Yes.
And what property did you take with you when you separated?
I took, like, my clothes. That was about it. I had a little TV that I brought. I share a house with an elderly woman, so I couldn't really take that much stuff.
Okay, you brought a TV,
Yes.
brought your clothes,
Yes, some of them.
you brought your papers, whatever papers
No.
that were necessary that you have?
Well, I had in storage at his friend's house green folder filled with court papers that he still has.
Court papers.
Yes, very important papers.
What kind of court papers?
For a custody battle.
Custody battle for whom?
My children.
Raymond says all items have been returned and there was never any bracelet.
How old are your children?
14, 15, and 18.
Is that an ongoing proceeding?
No.
It's over.
Yeah.
So those papers are really not essential anymore. That case
No.
is over. Now, what items do you claim he still has in storage?
He has all my pictures from my kids from babies growing up.
Are they in boxes?
Yes.
Do you have her pictures?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Do you know what happened to those pictures?
Yes, I do.
What happened to
They
them?
were delivered to her
By whom?
by myself
When you say delivered to her, where were they delivered?
to Beverly, Mass. After we were evicted from the apartment. That is correct. And I do have a box of her court papers, but as far as the other belongings,
Oh, we're going to get to the other. But you do have the court papers.
yes, I do.
Okay, and you have no problem with her getting
I have no problem
with her
whatsoever.
getting those. Okay. Now, when you delivered the photos to her, was she at home?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so she actually accepted them.
Yes, she did.
Fine. What's next, Miss Flynn?
My court papers, a diamond bracelet that he had given me.
I read that in your complaint. That's where your problem was, Miss Flynn.
Okay.
You said okay too fast. You want to know why? Because when things don't make sense, they're usually not true. If you're homeless, the first thing that you pack is a diamond bracelet. Before you take your television set, before you take your underwear, you put your diamond bracelet in your pocketbook. So when you said to me in your complaint, Miss Flynn, he has my baby pictures, a crystal bowl that was given to me by my ex-husband, and a diamond bracelet, I said, this woman thinks that I'm some sort of a dumbo. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes. That was one of the things that was in with my court papers.
Oh, that was quick thinking. So if the diamond bracelet is there, you'll find it when he returns the
No,
box
he
of
won't.
court
He already
papers.
told me that his probation officer said that I don't, unless I have a receipt for it, which it was a gift.
No. Listen to me. If what you're telling me is you put the diamond bracelet in the court papers, I assume that when you get the box of court papers, you'll find the diamond bracelet. If you don't find the diamond bracelet there, I suggest you go and look in your underwear drawer. It's probably there. What else?
My kitchen appliances, a lot. He has clothes of mine still.
What else do you have, Mr. Burbine?
I have a box of court papers. Everything else was delivered to her at her home in Beverly. I have affidavits from whose garage the things were stored in.
I can't take affidavits, sir.
Okay, but everything else was
How
delivered.
long ago were they delivered?
I would say the latter part of August.
Do you recall that?
He brought me some of the stuff, not all of it.
Fine.
I told him I had a list of things missing, and I read him the list.
And what did he say?
He told me that he was going to be getting his own apartment in 3 weeks and that he would go through the stuff and give me my stuff.
Okay.
And that's been going on for almost a year.
Okay. So you have some kitchen appliances.
Yes.
You mean bowls and a toaster?
Dishes, toaster, can opener, all kinds of stuff. I lived in that apartment 17 years, so 17 years worth of stuff.
I can't split that up. You can get your court paper, but I can't split that up. I'm not going to say, you listen, you have service for 12, you take 6 and he takes 6. That's not what
The
courts are
thing
here
that's
for.
most important to me are my children's baby pictures.
Well,
from
but
the
you don't
stuff
know
that
what
he-
happened to them. I don't think he's retaining them. If he returned property to you, what possible reason would he have to retain your children's baby pictures?
He was very close to
None.
my daughter and my boys. And I called him, I've called him several times and asked him to bring them back. And he said that he did have them.
Do you have any pictures of her
Your
children?
Honor, you know, she's telling the truth. I was close to the children, but no obligation to keeping baby pictures that do not belong to me. I am not...
Have you gone through everything that
I
was
have
in
went
storage?
through every piece of box, bag in that garage, and the only thing I do have are the litigation papers for her custody battle.
How big a box is it?
It's approximately, I'd say, 2 foot by a foot.
Is it possible there are pictures in there?
In the bottom, it may be, but I did go through the box to make sure none of my belongings were in there when I was served on my birthday with the court paper.
You didn't see any diamond bracelet in there, did you?
No,
I didn't think so.
nor there was one to
All
exist.
right. Mr. Burbine, you'll do this, sir. Within 5 days, you'll make arrangements for her to get the court papers. Is it easy for you to have someone deliver them to her?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Great. 5 days from today. That's it. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I got evicted because he got caught dealing drugs.
This is a simple case of sour grapes.
I don't want him. He was a woman beater.
Simple revenge. The woman's callous, cold-hearted.
I'm with something better.
I'll absolutely return her court papers, and as far as the other imaginary things, well, they can stay in her mind. They were delivered to her.
He's lied to me in the past, too.
Friendship was over. You want your money, right?
I wouldn't say the friendship was over, but
Are you still friends?
as far as I'm concerned, we're still friends.
Well, do you still see each other?
No.
When did you become friends?
I met the defendant about 2 years ago at a restaurant where I frequented.
And you work there.
Yes, I do, ma'am.
When did she first approach you for the first loan?
Around July.
Had you seen her outside of the restaurant where she worked?
Up until that point,
Yes.
no.
So she first asked you for money when she was just somebody who took care of your order and you would talk?
Yes.
Okay. What did she ask you for money for?
Well, she asked me money originally for $500 to help catch up on some of her bills and car payment.
Did you give her the money?
Not at that time, no.
When did you give her the money?
First part of August.
Tell me about how that happened, sir. She asked you for money. She's serving you with tuna fish on toast. And she says, I need $500. Is that how it happened?
No, that was the case. We were in conversation prior to that about behind my bills. I need money to pay my car note. I need money to pay my insurance. And she asked me, and I was reluctant at first because I really didn't know her that well, and I just knew her from being a waitress. So a couple of days after that, she asked me again. I said, well, okay, here's the money, but I want you to write a promissory note, and I want you to give me a map to where you live, so when it comes time to collect on the money, I'll know where you live at.
So?
So I loaned her the money.
Did she give you the note?
Yes, she did.
Did she give you a map?
Yes, she did.
Map? But let me see.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Well, according to this napkin, sir, she said you gave her $250, not $500, right? That's what this says, $250.
Yes. I gave her $260, the IOU. What my way I looked at it and read it, looked like a 6 to me, but she said it's a 5. I'll take her word for it being a 5.
Okay. Could you show this to her, please? Remember that?
Yes, ma'am, I do remember that particular napkin, but it was meant as a joke. Me and Mr. Woodard were seeing each other romantically, and when I found out he was married, that's when I terminated our relationship.
I didn't ask you about that. I asked you about this.
Yes, I do remember writing that.
Well,
But it was meant as a joke, and he knows that.
just a second. Did he give you $250?
Yes, he did.
And this
But he
says,
also-
I owe Michael Woodard $250, and it's your signature because I compared it against your answer. And it's written on a napkin, which suggests to me it was written in a restaurant.
Yes, it was. He brought it to me to my work, but he also gave me money, all the time, other than that.
Not getting to that. Right now we have $250 and a piece of paper that says IOU.
It was meant as a joke, and which he knows that.
IOU is not a joke. Do you remember the circumstances surrounding you writing this note?
Yes, I do
Well,
remember
tell
the
me.
circumstances.
Just tell me about it.
Okay, well, he had come. Me and him were seeing each other for probably a month before I ever wrote that. We were seeing each other outside of my work 3-4 times a week. He took me to dinner. He took me to baseball games. He took me to hotel rooms, to other places too. And the money, that particular money that he did give me, was because I was behind my bills. But when I did write that, I mean, we were joking. It was in a joking manner. That's why I picked up the napkin and wrote it. It was meant as a joke, which he knows about. And
But
then
don't
this
think of
didn't-
what he knows. What he knows is he thought enough about this IOU to hold it
Yes.
in a baggie,
May I say something else?
right?
Checked it from the elevator.
Ma'am.
To preserve it.
Yeah,
a
I
joke you
understand.
don't preserve.
Well,
Okay, what's next? Mr.
It's
Woodard.
$100, Your Honor, that she asked to borrow sometime in mid-August to pay a water bill.
Where's the IOU?
I didn't get an IOU at that
Why
time,
not?
Your Honor. I took her word for it.
Why didn't you take her word for it?
Well, that's when she first approached me for monies, Your Honor.
Had she paid you back this money when you gave her? Just a minute. When she approached you for more money, she had not paid this original debt back.
No.
Did he give you $100 for your water bill?
he gave me $100, yes, but he also gave me money all the time.
I'm just talking about for the water bill.
Yes, he did.
And tell me how that came about. Did you tell him that you didn't have money for your water bill?
I didn't actually, I probably did tell him what the money was for, but he never said, well, this is a loan, here's $100, I want it back. He never said anything like that. He gave me money on a day-to-day basis.
Well, why did you take his money?
Because we were seeing each other,
So?
and because he wanted to help me. He's met my children, he's had a relationship with my children. We were not just friends, we had an intimate relationship.
But you started taking money from him right away. That's not smart.
Well, he was trying to take things from me, I feel.
Like what?
Like things that he shouldn't have been wanting from me when he was a married man.
Go ahead, Mr. Woodard. What else?
Sometime in October, Your Honor, she was trying to seek better employment, and she needed a business-type suit, a business-type garb, in order to take this interview. So at that time, I agreed to loan her the money to get this business suit.
Did you take her shopping?
Take her shopping.
Did you go
Yes.
shopping with
Yes.
her?
Yes,
And
I did.
She tried on a few things?
Yes, she did.
Did you tell her you liked one suit more than another?
Yes, I did.
Did you pick out a suit that you liked?
I thought so, yes.
Good. Pay for it. When did she tell you she didn't want to see you anymore, sir?
I don't recall ever her saying that.
Well, what made you stop seeing each other outside of work?
I didn't stop seeing her because I never began seeing her.
Well, you certainly went shopping with her, Mr. Woodard.
Well, when I say, I understand that I went shopping with her, but when you say seeing, I saw her in order to do those favors for her.
Did you meet her children?
Yes, I did.
Where did you meet her children?
When I took them to go shopping, matter of fact. To go
Was that
purchase.
on a different day that You took the children shopping, then when you took
I
her
didn't,
shopping?
I didn't take the children shopping. I took her shopping to purchase this business-type suit.
Did you ever see her children in her home?
Yes, I did.
How many times did you see her children in her home?
Once, when she asked me to come over to sprinkle some cat litter down because her brother had changed the oil in her car.
And how did she contact you?
By cell phone.
So she had your cell phone number?
Yes, she had my cell phone number along with my pager number.
Did you tell your wife that you were going over to put
Yes,
the
I
cat
did.
litter down?
Oh,
Yes, I did.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Woodard says former friend Lisa Davis owes him for 2 unpaid loans. Lisa says they were having an affair and the money was a gift.
Okay, go ahead.
My wife was also a frequent customer in this restaurant, and she identified herself as being my wife
no, that's not true.
on several occasions, Your Honor. This is over
Your
like
Honor,
a
may I
2-year
say something?
period.
I live approximately 25 to 30 miles away from him, so if he was just going to drive over to give me cat litter for my driveway. And also his wife, after I did find out he was married and I called his wife, she told me she thought something might be going on because he was spending a lot of money and whatnot, and that he would not be taking me to court for anything once I got a letter
Miss
from him.
Davis, listen to me. Did you ever confront him?
He's told me no numerous times that he was not married. If he was married, I would have never, ever seen him outside of work in any time, ever.
Sounds like you got more than a tuna fish sandwich, Mr. Woodard. But she owes you $250. She doesn't owe you money for the business suit because that wasn't a loan. That was taking her shopping.
Your Honor,
That was taking her shopping.
yes, Your Honor.
The only reason you're getting you $250 is because you clearly memorialized that in a piece of paper. And you could have memorialized all of these other little loans that you made to her with the same kind of piece of paper. That's why you got
Understand.
this piece of paper, right?
I got another piece of paper also.
That says what?
That says that, well, not that I purchased, but the receipt that I purchased.
dress, the suit?
Yes,
Then
yes,
where are
yes,
the
Your Honor.
receipts for the laundry and perfume?
I never purchased
Listen to
lingerie
me.
and perfume.
Oh, okay.
Miss Davis,
Yes, I'm sorry.
I believe that you purchased a business suit for her.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't believe it was a loan.
It was a loan, Your Honor.
I don't think so.
I understand.
$250 for your team, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
That is our excuse. You may step out.
The plaintiff is a liar. He was a married man and lied to his wife and lied to me.
On numerous occasions, I was in it along with my wife, so she had an understanding and knew that I was a married man. Matter of fact, she spoke with my wife on more than one occasion.
And now the next case.
All parties on Perkins versus Peabody. Step forward, please.
47-year-old nurse's assistant James Perkins is suing 29-year-old waitress Angela Peabody for damage to his car. James says while attempting to exit a parking lot, Angela backed into his vehicle and then took off.
According to your complaint, the defendant hit your car and took off.
Yes.
And in addition, you claim that after you reported the matter to the police, your car was vandalized and you believe that the defendant is responsible.
Yes.
Tell me when this happened.
December 27.
Where?
Around in the Price shop in Troy, New York. And I went in the parking lot when I seen her make a broken U-turn.
Make a broken U-turn.
Well, U-turn, like. I figured she made a complete turn, and when she was getting ready to leave, I pursued straight ahead. And then something told me, look on the side of me, and bang! And I said, and I had 6 children in the car.
So she was making a U-turn.
Yes.
You weren't waiting for her to get out of the way.
Yes, I did.
Well, you didn't because she backed up. And when
Right.
she backed up to complete her U-turn, she hit your car.
Yes.
What did you do next?
Then I stepped out the car because I figured maybe she was stopped and wanted to see the damages, what happened, and I just wanted to speak to her. And when I step out the car, she's gone. She took off. So I figured, well, she can't get too far because when you're going out in the parking lot, you got to stop because the traffic runs. So I said, I'm going to catch her. So I ran after her, and something said, just keep going straight. You'll find her because there's a lot of
You
stuff.
found her. Get
Yes.
to the point. You found her.
Question. I found her.
Okay.
And I called the police on my cellular phone because I wasn't going to go to her house. And when the cops came, then we went to her house and knocked on the door, and she let little dogs jump us. Well, anyway,
Oh, my
we
dear
talked.
gosh.
Well, the police talked to her, and I went back to my van because I parked across the street from her.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? And do you have any photographs of the car?
Yes, I do.
The officer writes she did not care about her one, if it was damaged or not, so she just drove away without reporting the accident.
Because I tapped him. That's why I drove away. If I would have hit the man hard, I would have stopped.
You tell me what happened.
I was in Price Chopper. I ran in for a brief moment. I was parked in the fire lane. When I came out, there was a lot of people.
You're not allowed to park in the fire lane.
No, we're not allowed to park in the fire lane.
Right.
Exactly. You're not allowed. So I pulled up a little bit, and I went to go back up a little bit. I believe he came beside me. I don't know because I didn't see him. I backed up. I tapped somebody. I knew that I tapped somebody, and I didn't think there was any damage done, so I drove away. I drove right home.
Even if you tap it with the back of your car, then you stop for a moment and you get out of the car. Well, you stop just to check.
Well, I just figured it was a tap, so I just drove away.
Well, that's what you wrote here.
If I bumped him hard, hit him hard, I definitely wouldn't have got out because when it's my fault, it's my fault.
Well, this was your fault. He didn't go to all this difficulty because he felt like picking on you that day.
No, but I know that I didn't knock his bumper off. I know for a fact.
You don't know for a fact. You would have known for a fact, madam, if you had gotten out of the car and looked. You didn't do that. You're liable. Period. Did you report it to your insurance?
My father probably did. It's under my dad's name, so.
So the answer is you don't know.
Question, Your Honor.
What?
When I went to my insurance company, they said that she didn't have insurance.
Really?
Yes.
My dad takes care of all that, so I believe I have car insurance.
Do you have a policy to show me today?
No.
Let me see the estimates on the car, please. What makes you think that she vandalized your car?
Well, I felt that when my insurance called me and told me she didn't have no insurance on her car, I was upset. So I was going to go to her house, but someone said no because it was a broken door. So anyway.
Broken? You never even knocked on my door. My door never attacked you. You're
Do me a favor.
lying.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Say nothing to him.
Anyway, so I said, well, if she's going to drive this car around without insurance, I'm going to call the cops. Next week after that, car insurance cards taken out of my car, thrown out. Why take insurance cards out of the car than stealing stuff in a van? Don't make no sense. Broke a mirror, which somebody going to rob your car, they're going to rob your car, not break
So
a
other
mirror.
than the fact that you think she had a reason to
reason
vandalize your car,
well, the
you don't
reason
have any
because I
proof.
told... Oh, sorry.
You don't have any proof that she actually did it.
No, I don't.
Okay. There are things here that have nothing to do with the bumper.
Right.
I just want to know what the cost of the bumper is.
Can I speak and say why he's doing that?
Yes.
We have already been to small claims court in front of a mediator. He said he has a very good friend that does estimates for him. So he's just trying to get me for everything that's wrong with his van. I don't even know this man from anybody. I would never put my dogs on. I did nothing, anything.
But I'm not.
No, I know
you
you're not, but this is what he's trying to
Oh,
do.
no, but he's not going to do that here. That's why I'm looking at it very carefully. There are some things here that have absolutely nothing to do with the bumper.
There's a bumper in there, too, Your Honor.
This is not the great American giveaway. Just give me the figure for the bumper.
The figure for the bumper is $837.49.
Your expensive bumper.
Takes 7 hours to paint a bumper?
That's because his friend's doing it, and he pocketed the insurance money already.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he told me
Absolutely
in the small claims court. He pocketed $300.
This is not my friend. This is a body shop.
Just a second. Did you get any money from your insurance?
Yes, I did.
How much did you get from your insurance?
They take a $500 deductible, and I got
He already said he banked it in mediator court.
$337.
So the difference is $500.
Yes.
Well, that's different. You were suing her for $2,000. Then you give me a bill for $2,100. Your out-of-pocket expense is going to be $500.
Yes.
That's much better. Now, I believe that Miss Peabody made a mistake in not stopping.
Yes.
But the way that you've described this accident to me, you have some responsibility. Because from what I gather, she's parked where she shouldn't be parked in a fire lane.
Yes.
She gets into her car and she starts to make what you think is a U-turn. Now, you could have waited for her to make the complete turn, right?
I did wait for her.
No, you didn't. You only let her make a partial turn. And then you figured you would scoot by, and if she had to back up again in order to complete the turn, you'd be gone.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, then you just should have waited for her.
I did wait for her.
You didn't wait for her.
That's what I
Mr.
did.
Perkins, how could you have, if you waited for her, she wouldn't have hit your car. You didn't wait. You didn't wait. If you had waited, sir,
Yes.
then she wouldn't have hit your car. So I think that you're a little bit responsible. I certainly hope you're going to get your bumper fixed.
Oh, definitely.
Good. You may have to put in $100 yourself.
That's okay.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $400. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was stalking me for 2 hours across the street from my house, and the policeman came over, and I thought my dogs were bothering him or something. I didn't know.
If a person's going to run, hit you and run, you're going to stay there till that person won't run again.
He's saying I ripped his bumper off. I didn't do that.
The point is that she hit and she ran, and I had to go after her.
You claimed that for 2 years you overpaid him in rent.
Yes.
And you want to be reimbursed for that overpayment.
Yes.
The defendant seems to say that you caused all the problems yourself, and he owes you nothing. So let's get some dates and facts. What kind of property was this? Was it a house or an apartment?
No, it was a house.
And when did you move into the house?
November 7th, 1998.
Did you have a lease?
Yes.
May I see the copy of the lease? Who moved into the house?
Me and my 2 kids.
Was that all the people who lived in the house?
Yeah, my boyfriend used to be there, but he didn't live there.
You still have the same boyfriend?
Yes.
How old are your 2 children?
11 and 8.
Is he the father of those 2 children?
No.
But he was your boyfriend in 1998? Where does he live?
In L.A.
And who does he live with?
His sister.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Right what?
Just what I said. Right. All right. So you, your 2 children, and your boyfriend were there most of the time?
Well, he always was in L.A. because it was so far. So some nights he'll come over and sleep over, but mainly he was in L.A. by his mother or his sister because, you know, it was too far.
Right. Okay. This is not your lease, madam. What
Yep.
you handed me here, at least the first page of it, unless there was another lease.
That's the whole contract from Section 8.
I'm not asking you for the contract from Section 8
Well, that's
housing.
the only lease that I have because that's how I got the house through Section 8. And that's the only lease that I have.
What was the entire rent that you were supposed to be paying pursuant to this lease agreement voucher program?
It's on one of those pages that's right up in there, 219.
It says the housing subsidy payment is $581,
81.
and the tenant's monthly payment shall be $219.
$219.
Now, did the landlord get this $581 himself directly from the state?
Yes, that's the contract.
Did you get
from
that
Section
directly
8.
from the state, $581?
Yes.
Okay. And she was supposed to give you, according to this, $219.
Yes.
Now, you moved in November 7th of 1998, and when did you vacate?
I didn't vacate till January the 9th when he moved my stuff out illegally.
Just a minute. January the 9th
Yes.
of 2001.
One.
And what rent were you paying?
For the whole, okay, I was paying $219 up until April 1999.
Okay, so up until April of 1999, you were paying what you were supposed to pay.
Yeah, $219.
And then what happened?
And then he said that the rent was going up, that I had to pay him the $620.
When did he tell you that?
That was in, I think it was March, because I have the first receipt that he handwritten right here for the $620.
So you started to pay him $620
Yes.
in
April, here you go, right here.
April of
1999.
in May of 1999. You
April.
said you paid him in
April.
April $219.
Not April, here you go. February the $219, here you go. And this the one April for 1999 for the $620.
Okay. So in April of 1999, you started to pay him $620.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you pay him the $620 from April 1999?
Yes.
Until you didn't hear my question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did you pay him the $620 each month from April of 1999 until you vacated the house on January 9th of 2001?
No, I paid it from April till October. After October is when the big dispute came about. In November was when he said, don't pay nothing the rest of the 2 months while you're there. See, if I get to tell what really happened, then you'll see why. Nothing got paid in November, nothing got paid December, nothing got paid January. I was supposed to move out January the 21st is when he went in my home on the 9th and removed all my property, put half in storage, left half there.
I don't care about your property, madam.
Okay, well, that's
not
what
the
I'm
subject
saying.
of this
That's what
lawsuit.
it-
I'm only asking you about when you paid rent.
Up
So you
until
didn't-
October.
Did she pay in October?
She paid all but $120 of the $620 that she was paying me.
I gave him $500.
Just a second. But she still was overpaying.
I don't want to answer that question until I present my side of the case, ma'am.
Okay. Well, At least according to you, Miss Lassie, you paid for approximately 18 months. An additional $401 a month.
Yes.
That comes to $7,218.
Yes.
Which exceeds the limit of this court. You understand that?
Yeah.
Limit of this court is $5,000. Okay, let me hear the story, Mr. Strickland.
On 9/26/98, Chevelle Lassie, she filled out an application rental for that home that we were speaking of. And I thought the application looked good. It indicated that she had a job making $3,800 a month. It also indicated that she was had a voucher program. She had a car, 1998 Mustang, and her Social Security number was on there.
Do you have a copy of that application?
Absolutely.
Can I see it, please?
Okay, I'll just staple it. Rental application. I felt that it looked good, and we got together. We talked about renting the house. We made an agreement, signed a rental agreement prior to the section or the housing agency, and that's this right here.
May I see it, please?
And I was under the impression that she could pay that amount since she, expressly signed that contract. About a month later, the situation broke down as I got the information from the housing agency that she couldn't pay $1,251 and that they would only allow $800 because she didn't have a job. She was on welfare. And so that struck me kind of odd. So I called her up, went over there, and I asked her, I said, well, they're not going to allow you to have the $1,251, and I thought that you had a job that could to pay over this voucher amount. And so I asked her why did she lie on the rental application. And he says, don't worry, we're going to pay you. And I said, what do you mean we're going to pay you? And then at that time, her boyfriend came out and he says, Ken, we really like your house, man. Don't you worry about it. We're going to pay you, I said, well, I don't know about this because, I spent a lot of money getting this house prepared, and I also thought I had got someone in there that was truthful and honest, and that didn't turn out to be. By that time, I felt that this person was living there. Not only that, I noticed that she had 3 dogs, 2 out in the yard, 1 in the house, and they also had a bird, which was strictly prohibited by, the contracts that we signed.
So why don't you evict her?
Because it was a very tight spot for me.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't, Mr. Strickland.
No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chevelle Lassie says former landlord Kenneth Strickland overcharged her for rent. Kenneth says Chevelle lied about her qualifications for Section 8.
Listen, were you working at air conditioning?
Yes.
On whatever date you filled out this application. Let's see. You filled out this application
9/26/98.
You were working there?
Yes.
And you were earning $3,800 a month?
Yes, because I was working at Federal Express, too, during part-time.
Just a second. You were earning $3,800 a month?
Yes.
Why were you also getting a housing subsidy?
I've been getting housing since I was in New Orleans. And I transferred my housing here, and if you work, that's all they do is make your rent go up some or make it go back down. That's all they do.
You mean if you're making almost $4,000 a month, you're going to get somebody else to pay your rent?
You can be on Section 8 and make good money, just that your rent will be higher. If you're not working, it goes down. So then when I wasn't working, it went all the way down. Because once I moved to Palmdale, I wasn't working at air conditioning no more. I got me another job.
Working for whom?
It's a warehouse place.
And how much were you earning there?
I don't have the total figures in front of me.
Well, give me an idea. Were you earning more or less than $3,800?
I was making less.
Did you tell him that you were going to change your jobs?
Oh, he knew where I was working.
Make $4,000 a month, and the boyfriend lives there, too. What kind of work does he do?
No, my boyfriend was not living there. He was not living there.
Yeah, right. And your obligation was $200 a month?
$219.
$219 a month. That's a very good deal. Most people these days pay at least
well,
a
that's
third.
what Section 8
I said
approved
to you,
it to be $219.
this is a wonderful America. You can just transfer your Section 8 wherever you go.
Yes, because I have a voucher. I can transfer it anywhere I want.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Listen, it doesn't relieve you. You know the score. You're a smart man, right? You sign an agreement with Section 8 housing? Sir. Yeah. And your agreement with Section 8 housing is clear. This is what you collect from us. This is what you collect from her. Her obligation is $219. What you're telling me now is you entered into a side agreement with her that she would pay you more than the $219 if she really wanted the place. Is that what you're telling me? But that's prohibited by Section 8, right?
That is prohibited.
That's prohibited by Section 8. All right, but she still didn't pay rent for 3 months. Any rent for 3 months.
Because Section 8, this is what happened. He called me one morning in November, in 6:30 in the morning, and told me because Section 8 didn't pay him his $581 because he didn't do some work that was done in the house when they came to inspect it, that if I didn't pay the whole $1,200, that I had to get out. I told him I was not paying it. I'm going to just move. Went to Section 8, told them what happened. That's when my worker let me know, no, you are not liable to pay what we do not pay him. But he had me under the impression that I was supposed to be paying him the whole amount that they didn't pay him, and it was a lie. And when I confronted him about it, oh, well, that's what Section 8 told me. I said, no, they didn't. You was just trying to get my money. So I let her know I had been overpaying him the rent, and she the one told me to call legal aid to get advice on it, how to sue him to get my money back. And
did you file tax returns last year?
No. Wait, did I file what?
Tax returns
Oh, yeah,
last year.
I'm sorry.
How much did you earn last year?
I don't know. It's on the papers. I don't have them with me.
Everybody knows how much they earn.
Let me see. About...
Everybody knows.
It was like 20, 24, 25, something like that. I don't know the exact amount.
Drive a car?
Yep.
What kind of car do you drive?
A Toyota Camry.
What year?
1988.
What happened to the Mustang?
I don't have it anymore.
What happened to it?
I sold it.
Well, you were driving a new car. A 98.
I just decided that I didn't want it no more. One of my friends took over the notes on the car. I went to the auction, got me a little 1988
Just a minute.
Camry.
So you were paying out notes on the Mustang in 1998 when you filled out this rental application. Yes. And how much was your car note?
With insurance and everything, it was like $451
a month.
Yes.
So you're paying $451 a month for your Mustang, and you're paying $219 for rent.
Yes.
You're in the wrong business.
What you mean the wrong business?
You're right.
I mean, I had help. So, I mean, what's the wrong business? I had a boyfriend that was helping me out. I mean, what's the wrong business?
The problem is I got 2 people playing the system, right? I got 2 people playing the system, and certainly Mr. Strickland, I mean, his excuse was that he was lied to on the initial application.
No, he was not.
And that's, yeah, he was.
No, he was not.
He was.
I was working at air condition. I wasn't even on the county then.
You were on the county is when you, listen, madam, when the government pays your rent.
Okay, well, you can work and have Section 8.
I'm speaking, when the government pays your rent, that means you're taking money from the state because you can't afford to pay your own rent. People who can't afford to pay their own rent don't spend $450 to drive around in a Mustang convertible.
Judge, when I got to Section 8 in New Orleans, I was not working. I transferred my stuff here. You are allowed to work and get Section 8. You are allowed to work.
I didn't say that you weren't, madam.
I mean, well...
I didn't say that you weren't allowed to work. You are allowed to work and still get assistance if you're not earning enough money to pay for your rent. What I'm saying to you is if you can afford $450 a month to drive around in a new car, then you don't need that much money to pay your rent. That's what I'm saying. You don't get that? No, you don't get that. Now, Mr. Strickland, who filled out this application?
Can I see if that's...
Chevelle Lasai filled that out.
Okay. Did you call her employer, sir, to check these references?
I did call her place of employment, and they did verify that she worked there.
For 4 years?
Yes.
All right. Now, Mr. Strickland, let us assume that this is correct. This was not misleading. If you called and verified that she was working there, then she didn't fill out a false application. She may have changed her jobs later. And she did, in fact, have this 1998 Mustang. So why is this false?
Social Security number is wrong.
Oh, you're full of baloney. You're a smart guy.
Okay, I have...
You're a smart guy. What difference does it make if the Social Security number was wrong? What substantive difference does it make? She gave you her name, she gave you her address, how much rent she was paying, where she was working, how much she was earning. You called and verified where she was working. She did, in fact, have the car at the time. So your defense to me initially, at least in your answer, Mr. Strickland, was that she lied initially in her application. I don't see any lies here.
Okay, could I continue then my...
And do it fast, sir.
Okay, soon after she moved in, like I said, the agency said that we signed the agreement, and however, when they had told me that she wasn't capable of paying it, I went to her, and as I say, we talked about this, and at the time the guy came out, he says, we are going to pay it. Then they had 3 dogs there. They had a bird.
I got 3 dogs and a bird. Yeah, go ahead.
And I said, shh. And I told him, in no uncertain terms, I said, because you are breaking the lease, you know, I have to charge you damages on a monthly basis, and that's going to be $451 plus the water, trash, and everything else. And she agreed to do that.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Doesn't make any difference, sir. Sir, you know that the rules state the contract you signed with U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development are clearly specify that you are not permitted to charge her any more money. Now, if, Mr. Strickland, you say to me that she was going to pay you $219 and that you had an agreement with her boyfriend and you could establish that he was living there, that you had an additional agreement, that he was an additional tenant in that property, I may say, maybe. But you knew that you were breaking the law by overcharging her. You knew that. The fact that she shouldn't be receiving this money to begin with irritates me as a taxpayer. Big time. Big time. Because she says, well, they just transferred from New Orleans to where I'm living.
They did.
Well, she's a little bit smarter than that,
that's
Your Honor.
not
Just a second, listen to me. She's very smart. She's got the system worked out fine. She's got the boyfriend who lives there. The 2 of them work, right? And the total income that they have, on their total joint incomes, they pay rent of $219 a month. And at the same time, I'm sure he has a car. She's driving around in a new Mustang, right? Taxpayers are footing the rest of the bill, $580 a month for her rent that we're paying as taxpayers. So believe me, I understand that she's got it down pat, but you broke the rules. And unfortunately, as unfair as it may sound to me as a taxpayer, you are responsible for this $5,000, which is the maximum that I can award her because she actually overpaid over $7,000 in rent. So I have no choice, sir, but to enter a judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. And I want to tell you something. It breaks my heart. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm fine with the judgment because it was owed to me.
Everything was geared towards her. In fact, she's manipulated the whole system.
I didn't get to really tell, you know what I'm saying, how he was getting over, how he was a slumlord, never wanted to fix nothing, and how I kept his house up beautiful and fixed everything in there and kept it up to par.
Well, she decided to fix things on her own, and she tore the house up trying to do it.
No, I'm going to just say I'm glad.
According to your complaint, you lived with the defendant for a period of time. While you were away on a trip, you claimed that she threw away some of your stuff and kept some of your stuff. You wanted to either replace it or give you the value, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you move into her house?
Because me and my sister had this argument, and she wanted me to leave, so I had nowhere else to go, so she offered me to move into her house with her.
When did you move into the house?
Late March, early April, somewhere around there.
And how long did you stay?
About 4.5, 5 months.
You say you took a trip to Texas. When was that trip to Texas?
November 17th.
What did you tell her when you went to Texas?
I told her I was going to Texas, I will be back. And she's like, okay, fine, all your stuff, you know, things will be here once you get back.
How long did you go for?
2.5 weeks.
Who else lived there? Did you have children with you?
My son.
Did your son go with you to Texas?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what happened when you got home?
When I got back, I tried to contact her.
What date did you return?
December 1st.
Did you go directly back to your home?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Where did you go?
I went to my friend's house.
Why did you do that?
Because I tried to contact Pam numerous occasions and she never answered the phone, or there's no way I could have got back into her house.
You didn't have a key the 4.5 months you were living there?
No, I didn't. It was a military house and no duplicate keys were able to be made at all.
Well, when did you first make contact with her? You said first you didn't answer the phone, you couldn't get in touch with her.
I couldn't get in touch with her.
Yeah?
I had her cousin LaShonda get in touch with her.
Step up.
Which
one is LaShonda?
I am.
What's your last name?
Green.
When did you get in touch with the defendant?
Probably 2 days after she went back to San Diego, because I was still in Texas. I called Pamela.
And what was the conversation that you had with her?
Well, I called Pamela. I was like, did you want me to call you to see if you can return her stuff or not, or she was on press charges? And she was like, well, do what you want to do.
Well, there had been no communication with regard to any stuff so far that I had heard.
Well, her clothing, all her personal belongings, all of them are gone. She said that
Well, how do you
threw
know
them
they
out.
were, how did you know they were gone?
She told me.
When did she tell you?
When I talked to her on the phone. I talked to her plenty of times.
Who are you?
I'm her mother. I'm Deidre's mother.
Miss Green's mother?
Yes.
Plaintiff's mother? Yes.
I called.
Were you with your daughter in Texas?
Yes, I was.
Did you travel with her to Texas?
Yes, I did.
Where do you live?
I live in San Diego.
And where do you live?
San Diego?
Why doesn't your daughter live with you?
She does. She does.
Well, why was she living with the defendant?
She was living with the defendant because the defendant offered her a place to go at the time.
Why wasn't she living with you?
She wasn't living with me because at the time I wasn't living here. So she could not stay with me.
Not yet. All right. What items do you claim you left behind?
I only took a week's worth of clothes with me and only one pair of shoes for me and my child. Therefore, all other pairs of shoes, my VCRs, pictures, legal documents that I cannot get back, such as my high school diploma, is gone. All the clothes, everything I practically owned is gone.
Okay. Those papers, documents, et cetera, that you would have to replace, put those aside for the moment. Other than the VCR, what appliances or furniture did you leave there?
My VCRs and my bedroom set.
And a bedroom set?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you moved in with?
Yeah, besides my clothes and everything, yes.
All right. Do you have her VCR?
Nope.
Did you have her uncross your hands. Did you have her VCR?
Yep.
Try yes, not
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
You're not in a ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Where's her VCR?
In the trash.
Why did you throw it in the trash?
Because she left me with a phone bill, 2 phone bills that she did not pay. She had plenty of opportunity because I did not throw her stuff out until December 28th before I got ready to go on vacation to Texas.
Did you try to contact her with regard to the phone bills?
I don't know how to get in contact with her. Her mother called me 3 times.
When her mother called you 3 times, did you tell her about the phone bill?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell her how much the phone bill was?
She already knew how much it was.
Did you tell her how much it was?
No.
How much was the phone bill?
Both totaling is $175.
And those were her calls?
Yes.
Can I see those, please? Now, what about her bedroom set?
It's gone too.
What did you do with it?
I gave it to Goodwill.
Did you get a receipt?
Nope. Didn't want it.
Hmm?
Didn't want it.
They didn't want what?
I didn't want the receipt.
These were your phones to Pendleton, California and Vista, California?
Pendleton and Vista, true enough, yeah.
Are your phone bills? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. But when I left a message on her phone about a phone bill that I got. I said, well, when I get the money, I will give you, the amount for your phone bill. She never got back to me about the phone bill at all.
Did you leave her a telephone number where you could be reached? You were staying
On
at a
her
friend's
answer
house.
machine, yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm. And she also has caller ID where it comes up on her answer machine. That's how she didn't answer my calls.
All right. What about her clothes?
It was barely anything there.
What was there?
She had maybe a couple old outfits that she didn't wear, and her bedroom set, her VCRs.
Your Honor, can I say something? I cleaned the room out, and I know what was in the room.
I was also there.
Okay, let me hear.
I hate to disrespect, the court and everything, but I'm going to tell you the truth, what was in that room. She had molded bread and paper. I cleaned it out, and she had a couple of rags she had left. It wasn't no VCR in that room. The bedroom set was there, and she did give it to Goodwill. I cleaned the room out when I come from Texas on December 15th. I cleaned the room out on the 20th.
Well, she left there November 17th.
But the stuff was still in the room when I got to San Diego.
That means the defendant is some lousy housekeeper.
Well, she had a lock on the door. My brother-in-law had to kick the door in to get in the room. The room was locked.
When you got there, the room was locked?
The room was locked.
Yes.
Your Honor, that's a lie because Pamela told us she had an inspection, and that's the reason she broke into the house, into the bedroom, and that was way before Miss Faye supposedly had came down. When I called her,
when?
In December, I called Pam and asked Pam if she indeed had the things. I said, because you and Deidre were friends, you are friends, and you do need to settle this. She said, I don't have it. I said, where is it? She said, my mother threw the away. That's what she told me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deidre Green says former friend Pam Richmond threw away her belongings.
Okay, do you have a bill for your bedroom set?
I don't have a bill, but I have a written receipt for it.
Okay, let me see it. When did you purchase it?
My sister actually purchased it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you when she purchased it.
Why, did she give it to you?
No, I had to buy it from her.
How much did you pay for it?
$175 or something.
All right. The original price was $479, so I will accept that. All right? And what about the VCR? How much did you pay for that?
They were 36 something.
The VCR?
Mm-hmm.
$36?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go shopping with her. $36, right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Your Honor, she have other receipts for her clothing. She has those. I think.
Well, how do I know what clothing she took and what clothing she didn't take? I have to do some sort of an estimate on what you would take. You were going to Texas for 2.5 weeks, and then you didn't come home initially. You didn't come home at all, but then you went directly to a friend's house, and you stayed at a friend's house, so you must have had enough clothing to last you. I can't believe that you only took one pair of shoes for your child if you were going away for 2.5 weeks.
Well, because we weren't supposed to be leaving that, we weren't supposed to be gone that long, but it took a little longer than we expected. We was only supposed to be gone for 3 days. That's why.
Did you call her, by the way, and tell her you were going to be gone longer?
She knew.
Don't tell me what she knew.
I called her husband. I talked to her husband. Yes, I did.
What did you tell him when you spoke to him?
I said, I'm not going to be able to leave until December 1st, around that time, because I didn't have the money to leave.
Did you have a conversation with your husband?
Yes, I did.
Did he tell you she wasn't going to be home till December 1st?
No, all he told me is that she called saying that I said a lot of stuff about her and my cousin being... And I haven't talked to nobody in Texas to say any of it.
What did you do with her diplomas, all the other papers that she had in the house? What did you do with all that stuff?
When we cleaned it, I did not see a diploma.
You cleaned out the papers?
I just put everything in the bag. And it was
Who asked you to do that?
Well, I helped my daughter. She asked me, would I help her clean out her room? And I told her yes. At the time when we bagged this stuff up, her mother called on the 20th. When I was cleaning out that room, she said, we was on the way to get the stuff. I said, fine. We sit all the stuff in her dining room. And it sit there till the 28th of December.
You mean you had a conversation with her mother?
Yes,
she said
I did.
She was coming over
yes,
to pick
I
up
did.
the stuff?
Yes, I did.
Yes?
With Your Honor, she's telling her tale. I called her and I asked her about it. She told me it was gone. And I said, what do you mean it's gone? She said, it's gone. And I said, okay, well, why would Pam throw her stuff away? She said, over a phone bill. I said, what is the phone bill? She said, call Pam and ask Pam when Pam get home. I don't know.
Your Honor, that's a lie. I didn't even know anything about a phone bill.
Okay.
Yes, she did.
All right. Listen, you have no right to get rid of all of her stuff without giving her what I believe to be proper notice. Grandma just came,
We didn't go
threw
through
in the
stuff.
stuff,
We just put it in the bag.
put it in bags,
stinking in the room.
And got rid of it. It's practically impossible to put a value on all of this stuff. But you say that you spent $175 on the bedroom set, $36 for the VCR, and I am going to give you $500 towards the clothing that you say that you left behind in the house. I don't know how you're going to replace your diploma, except that you call up the school where you got a diploma, say, I lost my diploma and I need it, right? There's a lot more to this story that I don't know, but you can't dispose of somebody else's property. Do you understand that?
Even if it's in my house?
Even if it's in your house. She was an invite. No. Now I'm speaking.
Whatever.
She was an invitee into your home. You invited her into your home. She was there for 4.5 months. So she lived there with your permission. You have an obligation to give her notice, not some communication to her mother and her second cousin and her sister. You have an obligation to send her written notice. I'm speaking. You can't just willy-nilly decide to bag her stuff and get rid of it. So judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $711. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She don't like how close we are. She got excluded. That's all it is. It's jealousy.
My daughter had 16 people staying in there because they was on the street. No. And when she had in the room, she didn't have no load.
If she wanted, she can have it. Evidently, her and her family needed it more than me and my son did, so there you have it.
And now the next case.
All parties on Smith versus Olden. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Robin Smith says ex-fiancé, 20-year-old retail manager Jonathan Olden, deposited bad checks into her account. Robin says she was left with a $4,000 debt.
Miss Smith, according to what I've read, you and the defendant were dating,
Correct.
and then you were dumb enough to put his name on your joint checking account.
Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't read my last book, did you?
No, Your Honor.
Get a copy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. And Mr. Olden deposited a series of checks into that account, a series of checks that he got from assorted sundry relatives, and the checks turned out to be bad.
Yes, Your Honor.
So far, we agreed on that, sir?
Yes.
But after you deposited the checks, you went and immediately withdrew money from the account, right?
Yes, we both did.
Your Honor, that's incorrect.
Whether you both did or not, you deposited the bad checks into the account and spent all the money, right?
Right.
And then the bank came back against you as primary on the account and said, you owe us all this money because he took it out.
Correct.
And you want the money back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you living together at the time?
No, we were not.
Why would you do such a foolish thing?
We were speaking about moving in together and living together, so I figured it was the logical thing to do.
Who are you?
Her father.
He promised to pay you back the money.
Correct. I have a letter from him to my father saying...
Can I see it, please?
You sure can.
You are Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Step up, sir. Mr. Smith, I assume, reading between the lines, that you made good the money to the bank.
Not completely, Your Honor.
Who did?
Robbins made half of the payment back to the bank now.
And you paid the other half?
Not yet.
Well, how much did you pay? Because what I read is that he promised to pay you back.
It's correct. He didn't pay me anything.
So according to this letter to Mr. Smith, you apologized for not keeping up with your payments. And you begged his forgiveness, said that you would begin to make your payments on April 15th, right?
Right.
So, give me a defense.
The reason why I didn't make the payments because, first of all, when I was working, it wasn't just myself using the money out of the account. She used money out of the account also, not just myself.
When did you decide that?
I mean, it wasn't to decide. It's what
Well, I'm
happened.
asking you, when did you decide that? Before or after you agreed to make the payments?
Before.
So then what did you agree to make the payments for?
For what I felt responsible for. I don't feel responsible for all the money.
Well, how much did you feel responsible for? Give me
Say
a
about,
figure.
About half of it, about $2,000 of it.
Is that what you agreed to pay Mr. Smith back?
No,
How much did you agree to pay him back?
all of it.
So when I said to you, when did you decide on this recent defense that she spent half the money, that was recent that you came up with that defense, right?
Right.
So give me a better defense.
There's no better defense because we both spent the money. I feel like I'm responsible for it because the checks came from the money and the checks came from my family.
Let me ask you this question, sir. It's not a very difficult case, but I just want you to see the absurdity of your defense. What did she buy?
She bought clothes.
Clothes?
Just as well as I did. I bought clothes too.
Just a minute. She bought clothes.
Right?
Did she buy clothes because she said, we've got some extra money in the bank, we can go buy clothes?
Yeah.
Right. You think she would have bought those clothes anyway?
If there was no money?
Yeah.
No.
Of course not. So she would not have put herself into debt to buy those clothes, right?
Of course not.
You said, we got some extra money, let's go shopping, right?
Right.
What was the total amount of money that he deposited in the account that he withdrew?
$4,586.
And how many payments did he make to your father?
He made 2 payments in cash to me at my place of employment at the bank of $200 each on November and December 1st.
So $41.86 is what the balance is that right?
Correct.
Why didn't you make the payments in April? Anything, $25, $50, $100.
Because my engine on my car went, I had no money. I was working, all money was going straight to that.
To your car?
Yeah. To get it was like $2,500 to get my car fixed.
Who do you live with?
I live with my parents.
You live with your parents, so you have no expenses, and you have a car. So are you telling me you couldn't take $100 a month and send it to her?
Now when all my checks were going to trying to get $2,500 to get my motor fixed on my car, no, I couldn't.
Well, how are you getting to work, sir, when you didn't have a car?
My parents or a friend of mine.
That's good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,186. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buddies are excused. You may step out.
Relieved. Relieved it's over.
I mean, I should have just made a verbal agreement or something like that, but I should have tried to do whatever I could to pay the money, but I mean, I just couldn't.
I need to fire Judge Judy.
Don't you watch my courtroom often?
Always.
If you watched it always, you would learn you never co-sign a loan for a car
One
for
of
anybody.
2 major bad decisions, I totally admit to.
Okay. Ms. Loving, according to your complaint, you and Mr. Allen were dating for a while, and he was looking around for a new car, and you agreed to co-sign a loan for him because he couldn't get the car on his own. So far, is that correct?
Actually, Your Honor, we were living together at the time.
Second mistake.
She said there were 2 mistakes. Mr. Allen, is it correct that you needed a car and she agreed to co-sign for a loan on a car for you?
Yes.
And the relationship didn't work out, you broke up. According to you, Mr. Allen said he was not going to pay for the car anymore. Is that right?
Correct. He basically dumped it on me.
Okay. What I didn't quite get from the papers is, who has the car?
The car has been sold.
Under what circumstances was the car sold? Was it repossessed?
No. Thank goodness, because I decided to preserve my credit rating. Mike doesn't care much about his. But I sold it so that I could pay off the balance of the car, and in the process suffered a loss of $5,070.
All right. When did you purchase this car, sir?
In February of last year.
And were you still living together in February?
Yes, we were.
Until when did you live together?
So late August, early September of last year.
September 12th.
You can always rely on the gal to remember the date. 9/12. Emblazoned in your memory.
I will never forget that day.
Okay. And when you left, sir, did you take the car?
No, I did not.
You left it there?
I did. In fact, she requested on the 11th that I leave the car there. She was going to take it to the dealer, and basically, as far as she was aware, I was going to be without a vehicle.
I don't care about whether you say she knew you were going to be without a vehicle and she was being cruel and mean. You left the car there on September 12th.
That's
when you
correct.
left. Did you ever drive the car again?
I did not.
Is that correct?
Your Honor, he in no way was going to assume responsibility for this car. He is a total deadbeat, among other things,
If you
besides
wanna
his car.
insult
No, just a second. Don't speak to her. When
And
you
I'll
say-
tell you that I was more than generous when this breakup occurred, because I offered him several options with this car, and he denied all of them. Number one option, when we broke up in September, I felt compassionate toward him because his place was rented at the time until the following June. I told Mike he could stay in my home rent-free until the following June so that he
And that
would
was
have...
a real comfortable situation.
Just 1 second.
So that he would have the time to save up a little bit of extra money. I also told him when he left, I would supply him with a sofa and a bed and numerous other things. I also let him drive this car around while he was looking for another car to purchase, because he in no way was going to assume responsibility for this car.
Well, how did you know that? Now, that's
because
that's
he
an
told
issue.
me. He
Well,
said, I am no longer going to pay.
When did he tell you that he was no longer going to pay for the car?
September 2nd. September 1st, we had a discussion of why the relationship wasn't working out. I told him, I said, Mike, I've seen a lot of things since you moved in January. Number one, you
Don't
have...
tell me.
Okay.
Don't tell me what they were.
But anyhow, I told him all the reasons why, and I thought we could work it out. The next day, he came to me and said that he was no longer going to pay for this car. I said, well, what does that mean? And he says, I'm not going to make any more payments. I can't afford it. The following day,
Just 1 second. Okay. Does that sound familiar, sir?
Almost.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, the following day, my son visited, and he and Mike and I had a conversation, and my son asked Mike to step to the plate and be a man, which I guess he's incapable of.
Don't editorialize.
Okay. But he asked him to step to the plate and assume responsibility for this vehicle. The only reason why I co-signed was because Mike had a terrible credit rating, and I was going to save him money on his finance charge. And that was the reason I co-signed for him. I'm a generous person by nature, and I learned my lesson.
That's editorializing.
Okay.
All right, you did it.
My son tried to shame Mike into taking responsibility. Mike's only defense at that time was to say, I know this is my responsibility, but I can't afford it. And that was his defense. I can't afford it.
That's not quite accurate, Your Honor.
Well, let me hear, sir. I see what you wrote in your answer. So let's see what your testimony is.
Okay. In actuality, to look at this, and she mentioned the verbal agreement, you have to, Your Honor, look at that agreement in its totality and apply all of the terms and not just some of the terms of the agreement.
Well, tell me.
That agreement did include, you know, because of the fact when I moved in with her, we both had mortgages. So, you know, there was money going out. We decided it was going to rent my place so that, you know, things could be easily afforded, we could have expenses covered, and so on. At the time that she suggested that I look at getting a better car than what I was looking at and made this offer, I told her very clearly, as soon as the offer was made, that there was only one way that I could afford the payments like this, and that is assuming that the relationship continues and the financial agreements that we have for the duration of that loan. And I laughingly at the time said, you know, that means that you're kind of stuck with me for a long time. Her response to that, Your Honor, was that I know that and I have no problem with that. And we went forward from there. That response was the key to this agreement ever taking place.
Okay, now I have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Allen. If I understand you correctly, what you're saying is you were lulled into buying a more expensive car with a more expensive monthly payment. And the condition of that was that you would be a couple together because the only way that you could afford this more expensive car is if you were living in the kind of relationship you were living in now and sharing expenses. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. But then, according to Miss Loving offered you a proposition. And the proposition was that she would pay off the car, put it on her credit card, and you would have a minimal monthly payment to make to her, not to the finance company, because that would ruin her credit in case there was a problem, until the car was paid off. Did you, in fact, make that offer?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what was Mr. Allen's response?
He said, absolutely not.
Okay. Now, that's what I have a problem with, Mr. Allen.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Barbara Loving says ex-boyfriend Michael Allen owes for the payoff on a car. Michael says she breached the contract by breaking up with him.
Tell me, did she offer to put the entire car note on her credit card?
No, she did not.
You just told me that you did.
No, there was a misunderstanding. I wanted to sell the car. The loss on the car was $5,000. I was going to put the $5,000 on a credit card and have him be responsible for paying.
Oh, that I can understand them not wanting to do.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that I can understand. I thought if you put the whole thing on your credit card, then if he was paying $200 a month, driving the car.
Your Honor, Mike.
Had that been the case, Your Honor, no problem.
So let me ask you this question, sir. Why didn't you suggest that?
That was not an option that
Why
was
didn't
put
you?
out because
she may not have said it. Why didn't you say it to her? Say, look, I don't have the cash right now. I can't afford a $400 a month note. If you want to put it on your credit card, I will sign a contract with you right now that I will be responsible to pay you $200 a month until this entire loan is paid off.
The reason that wasn't examined, Your Honor, was because of her reaction when I first approached her with the idea that given the breakup that she was initiating, I was not going to be able to, as we originally discussed, I was not going to be able to continue to afford the car. Her response to that was pretty much restricting any other options.
All right.
Basically,
Mr. Allen,
she was telling me,
all right,
get a second job.
All right, Mr. Allen, let's talk about being realistic and fair. What's supposed to happen in a courtroom is supposed to be a fair and just result. You drove this car for approximately 7 months. It was your vehicle, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You paid the car note on the car, I assume, for that entire 7-month period. Is that right?
That is correct, as well as the down payment and the trade
That's
that I
incorrect.
lost. And
Just a second. Did you put
Plus-
any money towards the down payment?
No, I didn't, but there was $7,000 in the cost of the car, which was the cost to pay off his old car. He made 5 payments. I made 3 payments before I sold the car. He did not make all of the payments.
I made
had
all
to
of
make
the
3
payments
while I
through
was selling
August,
it.
Your Honor.
And he's lying to
When
you.
Well,
the
just a
Your
second.
Honor.
If you made all the payments through August, you didn't make September's payment.
That's correct.
And I don't know when the car was finally brought back to the dealership, but you certainly didn't make those payments. And she did.
That's correct.
Okay. What kind of car was this that you bought?
It was a Toyota RAV4.
And how much was the total purchase price?
I believe it was $23,000. I have the...
I have all the paperwork and the signatures if you want them, Your Honor.
Can I see them, please? And I also want to see the payout from the bank.
Okay.
Mr. Allen, what kind of work do you do, sir?
I am a software support technician.
This.
Did you move back to your home?
I did not. It's still rented. They have a lease until June.
He moved in with an old girlfriend.
Okay.
Excuse me?
I know.
He's got to move someplace.
She doesn't know you're
He
on.
thinks
That's
I'm
not-
stupid, but I'm not.
What difference does it make
Okay.
where he moved? You didn't want him with you.
You know, Your Honor.
You didn't want him with you.
That's right.
Who cares
Thank
where he
God.
moved? All right.
Your Honor, Mike lied to you, though. There was never, Mike goes through cars faster than a Vegas slot machine goes through dollars. I offered to help him with this car only to save him interest money. There was never, ever an agreement on my part, maybe in his mind, that we would stay together forever. But what fool guarantees they're going to stay in love forever? I certainly would never say that, ever.
Mr. Allen, have you been married before?
I have.
How many times?
Once.
Have you been married?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
So between the two of you, you had 3 failed marriages.
Yes. Your Honor, at the time the offer was made, I was initially very hesitant.
Mr. Allen, if you hesitated about obligating yourself to buy this car, you should have thought twice and not bought it.
That was the reason, Your Honor, why I stipulated that the only way I could do
Mr.
it
Allen,
is with the
you're not,
relationship
let me tell you
going.
something. If you were 18 years old standing where you are and she was a 35-year-old woman, I can understand that. You are a grown man. You are a homeowner. You are an intelligent man. So if what you're telling me is she coerced you into obligating yourself into buying a more expensive car, that's a pretty babyish thing to say.
She did not coerce me, Your Honor.
Well, that's what you're saying to me. You're
No,
saying
I'm
she...
saying that she made a verbal agreement with me.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. That's what you construe it as. She didn't make a verbal agreement with you to stay with you forever, and that's why you bought the Toyota RAV4. Give me a break. You still working, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you file tax returns yet this year?
Yes, I have.
And how much did you earn last year on your tax returns?
It was $35,000.
And you support no one but yourself.
That's correct.
What were your monthly car payments?
Right now,
No, what were they?
prior to the Toyota,
For the Toyota RAV4, what were they?
$435.
And how much do you receive as rent in the house that's currently rented?
$600.
$650.
$650, excuse me.
Women know everything. $650. And what's the mortgage payment?
It's $812.
So you're losing money on the rental.
That's correct.
How come?
That's part, Your Honor, of the agreements that we had.
Do you know the people that you rented to?
I do.
Okay. Who are they?
They are people that work at the same place that I do.
Okay. You planning on moving back into your house?
Probably after the end of the lease.
Okay. And where are you living now, sir?
I am living in a rented house.
Are you the lessee on the house?
I am.
How much rent do you pay?
I am paying.
Now look at me. Careful, because I check. I want to tell you, Mr. Allen, be careful, because I check. How much rent do you pay?
I am paying $350 a month.
How many other people live in the house?
2.
What's the total rent on the house?
Actually, I'll back up, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The house is paid for, is a mortgage, I pay $350 to the person that owns the house.
So you pay $350 a month, maybe.
Plus you bought another car.
Now you purchased another car, I assume.
Yes.
What kind of car did you purchase?
I have a Chevy Beretta, 89.
And how much did you pay for that, sir?
I believe was like $2,800. I'm doing that in payments.
And what are the amount of your payments?
$145.
So you pay approximately, according to you, $300 less for this car that you're driving than for the RAV4.
That's correct.
Were you sharing expenses in the house with Miss Loving?
Yes.
And how much were you giving her each month?
What we agreed on was $250.
She says no.
Your Honor, January through June, he paid $0 while he was renting his place. He paid me 2, possibly 3 payments of $225. And to be honest with you, my grocery bills went up at least that much.
You're telling me that you gave her $250 a month towards the running of her home.
That's correct.
What did you do with all your money?
I do have other bills, Your Honor.
Like what?
I have from a vacation that I paid for completely in Colorado for a week.
Yes.
For us.
Yes.
That's on a credit card.
Okay.
There are about $1,300 that went on a credit card on when I was paying for all of the shipboard expenses on a cruise that we took.
Talk to me about vacations. I hear a lot about vacations.
I'd like to respond to that, too.
I want to know what you're doing with all your money, sir. You take care of yourself. If you tell me that you earn $35,000 a year in computers, you ain't doing something right because everybody's earning a lot more in computers. Let's say you earn $35,000 a year after taxes. What are you doing with all your money?
That's before taxes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Is that what you reported to the government?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you ever do any freelance work?
I do not.
Never did any of that freelance work while you were with Miss Loving?
I did not.
Why not?
I do software support for very specific software. I don't have any kind of a degree in computer technology.
Neither does Bill Gates.
May I?
Go ahead.
The reason why he gets a low value on his rent is because it's a trailer. And that's about the maximum you could expect for renting a trailer. The day he was moving out, this man, who doesn't have 2 nickels to rub together, wanted to buy one of my digital cameras from me for $500. I couldn't believe it. It just told me how irresponsible he is.
Mr. Allen, the operative word here, sir, is responsibility. You're a grown man. Clearly, between the two of you, you know the pitfalls of marriage, and you know that sometimes relationships last and sometimes they don't. You wanted the best possible car that you could get. This lady, guaranteed, did not twist your arm, nor did she enter into what I would consider anywhere near a binding verbal agreement to stay together with you, at least until your car was paid off. I mean, that's what you're expecting me to believe, that she entered into a binding agreement to remain with you and you with her until the car was paid off. And if she did not do that, ergo, you are not responsible for the car. Now, she's out a substantial amount of money. She is suing you for $2,500. The amount that she's out far exceeds that. That was the maximum allowed in the jurisdiction from whence you came.
Correct.
So I'm entering a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Yes.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I would have never believed that Mike would stoop so low to dump this vehicle on me.
Having to create a spectacle like this kind of reflects a lot of the issues that she has.
I spent thousands of dollars on him.
We had shared expenses, which I did pay for.
I'm glad to see that justice was.
All right. Mr. Wirtz, you and the defendant's daughter, I assume this young lady, have a child together.
Correct.
And you were living together. You're not married.
Correct.
It is your complaint that at the time you split up, the defendant, the grandmother of your child, came into your home, took a camcorder that belonged to you, and also that she damaged the walls in your home by taking off some shelves from the wall. That's
Correct.
a complaint. Defendant says that A, the camcorder wasn't yours to begin with, and she's got a story about the shelves. Okay, how old's your baby?
Year-old.
And when did you separate from baby's mother?
End of July.
Of 2000?
Yes.
Is that when she moved out?
Yes.
Was this your apartment or home that you were living in?
It was our house, renting it.
Are you still living there?
No.
Let me hear about the camcorder first.
Okay. Well, I purchased a Sears camcorder on a Sears card. I guess Michelle had some money that came in the mail through her grandmother. Michelle wasn't working time because she was, I believe 8 months pregnant. We spent that money on her part, paying her part of the bills, her half of the bills, her part of the rent, and her part of the utilities. I don't know what the circumstances were her mother paying for a camcorder, including she didn't have a job at the time.
Just a second. Don't get to her defense first, sir. You're talking about her defense.
Sure.
Let's talk about your claim that this was your camcorder that you purchased.
Sure.
When did you purchase it?
10/22 of 00, so October 22nd.
Okay, and how old was the baby at the time you purchased it?
He was not born yet. He was born February 7th.
You purchased it in October of 2000.
Yes.
You say your baby is a year old.
Sure, I guess he was born, wasn't he?
When was your baby born?
February 7th of 2000.
Well, I guess he was. I guess he was 8 months old at the time.
Okay. What made you decide to purchase this camcorder? Look at me.
Sure. Just to have a camcorder and build my credit, because I had no credit at the time, and I did get a Sears card.
When did you get the Sears card?
About a month before I bought the camcorder.
And you were working at the time?
Yes.
Was yours the only source of income in the house?
At that time, I believe so.
What do you mean at that time you believe so?
I believe so. I can't tell you for sure because she just had the baby and everything else, and she was going through her jobs and her problems.
Would you step up with your mother, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
Michelle Went.
Michelle, were you working in October of 2000?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was taking care of the baby when you worked?
My mother.
Okay. Now, Miss Heath says that your grandmother, the baby's great-grandmother, had sent a check for $400.
Yes, I have the check right here with
And
the card that she mailed after my son was born.
And I'd like to see it, please.
I signed the back of the check when I received the check in the mail. I deposited the money into his checking account. We had nothing joined. As you can see, he signed the back of it, and it went into his account for the purchase of the camcorder when we were ready, after we had picked out the one we wanted. My grandma mailed me the check for the purpose of buying the camcorder because she lives out of state, so we could record.
Take pretty pictures with the video camera. I can't wait to see my great-grandson. So she sent this check for the purpose of buying a camcorder, right?
Suppose so.
Suppose so. And you took the check and deposited it in your checking account?
Sure.
Okay. So you went out and bought a camcorder. When you separated, you took the camcorder?
Yes. I put a deposit down on an apartment in Tuscany where my mother lives. Under the circumstances, my son was abused, and under the circumstances, I was advised by my attorney to leave the household because of the suspects and whatnot, what was going on. So I packed my stuff that afternoon while he was at work in fear that I didn't want conflict when I moved out. He knew I was moving. I told him I had a desire to move. I got my belongings. The camcorder, I had took that long time ago. I had put it over at my mother's house because I knew that when it came down to it, it was about material possessions to him. You know, it's not about that.
Okay.
You know, this is under the circumstances with the abuse of my son.
What kind of abuse?
He was spanked.
Open hand, diaper off hand,
Black
an
and
adult.
blue. Black and blue.
A doctor noticed it, and they...
That day, my son had a routine checkup, and I took him to the doctors, and I discovered this.
How old was he at the time?
4 months. 4 months old. Sorry.
And you moved out immediately?
Yes. Shortly thereafter, I took my son's belongings and my clothes on my back, and I left.
Okay. These shelves, Mr. Wirtz, your complaint is not that you removed the shelves, which I understand that Miss Heath made for the baby, but that when she removed one of the shelves, it caused damage to the wall.
Correct.
And you want that damage paid for.
Correct.
So let me hear about the shelves.
Okay, I'm not disputing that I did do any damage. It did. The shelves that I made, I had put brackets on them, and I have pictures of that, where the brackets were a foot, exactly 12 inches apart, to hang on the wall. And I took the one off and gave it to my father. He loaded it in the truck. I went to go grab the other one, and that's the picture of the other one. And I pulled it off, and it did do some damage because there is a screw. If you noticed in the pictures, there's a drywall screw through the wood that was put into the wall. And I did not know this at the time. I didn't mean to do the damage.
Okay. Do you have an estimate to the damage to the wall?
Yes, I do have an estimate from a contractor in Salina.
Okay. And also, he did do the repair.
There's a picture of the wall.
He fixed the wall himself.
And he got
How do you
$100
know that?
back.
I know that because I went
And he told
myself before this court date and talked to the landlord.
Plus, he told you, didn't he?
Plus, he told me. He told me he fixed the shelf because he couldn't move out without fixing it.
Did you fix the wall?
Yes, I did.
Did you fix it yourself?
Yes, I did. There's an estimate from a contractor. Same way he'd charge me for doing it. I can't pay $540 to have a wall fixed.
Just a minute, so you fixed the wall yourself?
Yes, I did.
Well, how much did it cost you
I
to fix
never
the
said
wall?
I did not fix it myself. I did fix myself.
Just a second. So you fixed the wall?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Be a father, and that's all. That's all we want for him.
It's a continual war between these two.
It is very important for him to be a father to the baby.
I've always said he was a good father.
And now the next case.
All parties on Meckler versus Virgin. Step forward, please.
51-year-old stockbroker Ronald Meckler is suing his ex-fiancée, 41-year-old accountant Catherine Virgin, for the cost of items purchased for their townhouse and the cost of an airline ticket.
Mr. Meckler, you and the defendant had sort of an on-again, off-again relationship, according to your complaint, for a couple of years.
Correct.
You resided in Houston, Texas.
Correct. Still do.
Ms. Virgin, you resided in Portland, Oregon.
Correct.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you decided to relocate to Houston. You thought that you would have a long-term relationship and you were going to look for a job there. It didn't work out.
Correct.
So you went back to Portland.
I had an opportunity to return to Portland, and I did so.
And at that time, Mr. Meckler pursued you.
Correct.
That be a fair statement?
It's very correct.
And Ms. Virgin said, listen, I'm not coming back to Houston. You want to do the relocating this time, you come to Portland.
That's correct.
I mean, I'm reading between the lines, but that's pretty much what I'm getting. So you did. You came to Portland, Oregon, and proposed marriage.
Correct.
And you indicate in your answer that you were caught up in the moment and said yes.
Yeah.
Judge, the acceptance of the proposal was done as almost in a public spectacle on a Saturday night at a party with 30 or 40 people, with music stopped and us on a dance floor. It was given a great amount of thought to catch me off guard. I say off guard in a positive way.
You mean she proposed to you?
No. The acceptance, because she always said that when the time is right, she would accept. So she did it so that everyone would know.
She accepted the
Correct.
proposal. And you decided to rent a home together. And you gave her certain trinkets. You gave her a diamond necklace or something.
Correct.
To solidify the moment. Well, you changed your mind.
I changed my mind.
Soon.
I woke up within a couple of days, and it took me about 2 weeks to get the courage up to say something to him, and I told him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ronald Meckler claims ex-fiancée Catherine Virgin owes him for items he purchased for their townhome and for an airline ticket.
Ms. Virgin, you returned his gifts to him?
I returned his gifts to him and gave him the opportunity to take any items that he had at the townhouse with him, or I would pack them and ship them to him. And his response was, I don't care about them. For all I care, throw them in the garbage. And so I eventually disposed of them.
Now he wants them.
No, Judge, there were furnishings for the townhouse that were purchased solely for that particular townhouse. I have a house in Houston where I did not need any of the, quote, furnishings, bathroom things and kitchen utensils.
Tell me what items you're talking about, because you talk generally about personal items that you want, and you are also suing her for the cost of an airline ticket.
Correct.
You'll get to the airline ticket in a minute. Let's talk about the personal items that you say you want from the townhouse. Tell me what they are.
That we furnished a bathroom, a couple $100 worth of bathroom furnishings,
Right.
some kitchen utensils.
Talk to me about bathroom utensils.
Okay.
Like what?
Ceramic glasses, cup holders, toothbrush holders, curtains, towels, normal bathroom furnishings.
And what else?
Kitchen utensils.
Tell me.
High-quality spatulas, cooking utensils of that nature.
Is that what we're talking about here?
Yes.
Now tell me about the airline ticket.
After her acceptance, I went back to Houston, and we had conversations daily regarding when I was going to visit and when I was going to go there to look for employment, et cetera, et cetera. Because the price of airfares was increasing, if I bought the ticket well in advance, I would get a good fare. I purchased the ticket non-refundable, non-exchangeable on the 1st of November. And when she turned and canceled everything on my birthday, on November 12th, she said, well, you can do whatever you want with the ticket. And I there was no use for it at that point.
Let me ask you these questions, Ms. Virgin. Is it true that you purchased for the townhouse cups, cup holders, soap dishes, some towels for the bathroom?
He purchased. I already had those items in my house.
So he purchased them?
Correct.
Where are they?
He told me to dispose of them, and I did. I got rid of them.
You wouldn't get rid of brand new stuff.
Yeah,
What did
I
you do with them?
I didn't want them. They weren't my colors, so why would I want to keep them in my house?
So what did you do with them?
I work in a warehouse. I'm an accountant, and so I boxed them up and took them into the office and put them out on one of the lunchroom tables and told the guys it was free stuff to help themselves.
And what about the kitchen stuff?
That too. He never said a word to me that he wanted these items back. He told me to throw them out, so I got rid of them.
Yes.
Judge, I tried through emails to tell her that we needed to talk. She refused to speak with me. She absolutely refused to speak with me.
Mr. Meckler.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to forget about the airline ticket. I'm going to
Okay.
tell you why.
Okay.
Things happen, situations change. If Miss Virgin changed her mind with regard to the marriage, I assume that you are not attributing to her any malice. That she lured you down there, just as you had lured her to Houston the year before to look for a job and it didn't work out. I would assume you don't think that this lady was getting even with you by saying, well, I'm going to lure him down here, make him spend a whole bunch of money on spatulas and then break his heart. That didn't happen, Mr. Meckler. So that if situation doesn't work out, she's not responsible for your airline ticket. Did you pay for her airline tickets when she came to Houston and it didn't work out for her to go back to Portland?
She drove.
Did you pay for her gas?
No.
Did you make that trip in one day?
No, took 5 days going down.
And I assume you didn't sleep in the car?
No.
Did you pay for her motel bills, her food bills, or anything else?
No.
Why? Because it didn't work out.
That's correct.
Neither did this.
Okay.
Oh, he's such an affable guy. What'd you let him go for?
No, but subsequently, but I can be worse. But subsequently, I gave her an opportunity to settle for some of the things. There were also dishes that she still has or uses, or I assume that she does. And she said, well, I owe you for the dishes, which are all on the same receipt.
Are you using the dishes?
Yes, and that was the only item that I did go to the store with him that night to get because I had left mine back in Houston.
Were the dishes expensive?
No, they were $50 for a 4-place setting.
Just 4-place setting you got? Didn't expect to have much company.
No.
Mr. Meckler, do you ever remember saying to her, I don't want that stuff, just get rid of it?
I never said get rid of it. What I said was that I had no need for it back in Houston. I said it was specifically for this townhouse and for us.
So you said to her, I have no need for it back in Houston.
That's correct.
If you had no need for it back in Houston, it means that you didn't want to take the items with you. That could be interpreted as meaning, I don't want the stuff. But she does not have to reimburse you for it because there is no theory in the law that suggests to me that you have a valid claim. And unless, sir, you can establish to my satisfaction, which I don't believe that you can, that she perpetrated a fraud upon you by agreeing to marry you, and one of the things that she wanted by perpetrating this fraud was for you to furnish up her bathroom with some bathroom towels, that's a far stretch. I think it just didn't work out. I think that Ms. Virgin probably behaved appropriately. You gave her some expensive jewelry.
Which she in turn was supposed to return, and 3.5 weeks later, she sent me an email saying, in case, and let me read this to you, just so you understand. Quote, thank you for the new watch. I love it. In case you hadn't figured it out, I exchanged the necklace for something more functional for myself. She told me on the 12th of November that she was going to return it that week.
I thought you did return the jewelry.
I did return it, Your Honor.
I mean, return it to him, not return it to the store.
I returned it to the store, and what made me, and I was so angry.
Oh, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
We had exchanged some checks. He had made a payment on one of my bills for me, and he wrote me a check to help cover for the deposits on the townhouse, because it was obviously it's a lot larger than I would need as a single person. And so Thanksgiving weekend, I went to the ATM machine to get some money so I could go buy some flowers to take to my host and hostess where I was going for Thanksgiving dinner, and my checking account was overdrawn because he had stopped payment on the check that he had given me. And when I found out he had stopped payment on that check, but yet he could cash mine, it made me mad, and I did something stupid. I went down to the jeweler and I exchanged it for a watch, thought about it over on the weekend. Monday morning, I took it back to the jeweler and said, I don't want this. Please credit Mr. Meckler's account. And they did so, and then I mailed him the receipt. I express mailed it along with a couple letters that he had sent me that I had never opened or read.
Is what you're saying, sir, you never got that?
She exchanged the pendant. No.
You never got a credit for anything?
Eventually, yes.
Fine. She was angry, but then she did the right thing. Listen, Mr. Meckler, what kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a stockbroker.
You're trivializing something that was supposed to be a good thing, turned out to be a non-thing. The couple of $100s that you're talking about for some towels is not worth your time. I don't even know why you elected to sue her in the first place.
Judge, with going back to the pendant situation for a second, when she took the pendant, she was supposed to directly return it to the store for credit as it was. She, in turn, exchanged it and committed a fraud in getting other items for herself.
No, she didn't. A pendant is a gift, sir. It is not an engagement ring.
That's correct.
It is a gift. She did not have to return it at all. She was perfectly within her legal rights to keep that jewelry that you gave her. She didn't have to return it. It didn't work out, Mr. Meckler. Get over it. Case is dismissed, that's all.
Thanks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She told me, she told other people she was going to return the pendant. At that point, when she said, oh, instead of returning it, I've decided to buy something for myself, it very much angered me.
His intimidation tactics that I will take you to court, I'm going to see you in small claims, and he still is insisting that there may be more to come.
It was not meant as harassment. I feel that I had a bona fide claim.
Well, I just hope that this is a end.
It's only one chapter in an entire book.
And that he can have closure and move on.
Trust.
Have a seat, please.
You are the plaintiff's current wife, is that right?
Yes.
I'd like you to have a seat, please. Mr. Hashbarger, you and the defendant were married.
Yes.
You have one child together.
Yes.
How old is that child?
He is now 2.
He's 2.
Yes.
When you were married, you were living in the state of Ohio?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
How long did you live in Ohio?
8 months.
Where were you married? In what state?
We got married in Alabama.
Is that where your family is from?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long did you stay married?
It was about a year and a half, maybe.
And when you separated, you were still living in Ohio, is that right?
Right.
Yes.
The thrust of this lawsuit is that you want the defendant to reimburse you for travel expenses that you incurred when you traveled from Ohio to Alabama to see your son, and she refused to let you see him pursuant to an agreement that you had. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So I have a few questions. Can I see your judgment of divorce? Who has a copy of it?
No, we don't have that.
She must have a copy.
We don't have it?
Not in there. Just the custody order.
All right.
I have a custody order.
Do you have the custody
Yeah.
order from where?
Ohio.
I'd like to see the custody order from Ohio. And does that outline visitation as well?
I do have the visitation, guidelines of the visitations in it. And
I'd like to see that.
transportation. It's just visitation and transportation.
I'll take a look at both of their documents. Okay, so you're supposed to have the child half the summer.
Yes. And it also states on there that for the transportation, that for the parent who is picking the child up is responsible for the transportation as receiving the child.
Okay. First of all, did you consent to her moving from Ohio to Alabama?
No, I did not.
And when did she make the request to leave Ohio to go to Alabama? Of the court?
August
August of 2000 or 1999?
99.
Is that right?
That's right.
When was your divorce granted? It was filed a month before, in July of 99. So why did you make the request to move a month after your divorce?
If I remember, it was the beginning of September.
It was August 4th.
August 4th is whenever. Anyways, I wrote the judge a letter, and here's in our guidelines saying about moving.
Let me see it, please.
But I was having financial hardship, and I had no choice but to move. I couldn't live up there. And I wrote the judge a letter, and I also told Eric, and I gave him a letter telling him I was moving.
Now,
well, see, Your Honor, also, she was staying with her mother in a house that they rented or supposedly purchased in the student.
I'm going to ask a couple of questions because there are several things that are relevant to me. When did you separate? I know when you were divorced. When did you separate? How old was the child?
He is 1. No.
So you were separated?
No, he wasn't.
7 months.
7 months, Your Honor, and it was March 3rd.
Okay. So the child was 7 months when you separated. You were both at that point living in Ohio.
Yes.
And you didn't leave until sometime in August or September to go to Alabama?
The end of September, I moved.
From March of 1999 to the end of September of 99, did you see your son, sir?
There was a period whenever we first split up that I did have custody of him.
Right after you separated, are you saying to me that your son was with you?
Yes.
For how long?
It was up until we went back to court for the visitation.
Which was when?
I don't know what the exact...
He had him for 5 weeks.
5 weeks. So that brings us into April or May. Is that right?
Yep.
And after that, you had your son with you.
Right.
Now, when you had your son with you for the next several months while you were still in Ohio, did you visit him?
There for a while, she did not let me visit him until I was able to get a court order to see him again.
And when was that?
That was a couple weeks after she ended up getting the custody back.
And after that, did you in fact see him?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
How often?
As every other weekend is what my visitation was granted to me, and I ended up seeing him. I think it was, twice I got to see him. The second time whenever I did see him, that was whenever she packed up and left, and she ended up cutting my visitation off short.
You mean packed up and left for Alabama?
Alabama.
He also got him for 1 day each week. He got him for 1 day for 3-hour visit.
For 3 hours.
And he did see him?
Right.
I would like you to explain to me, I see some of it in your papers, but I would like you to explain to me why you did not allow your son's father to take him for visitation when he came to Alabama for that part of the summer.
In August of 99, we were at the pediatrician's office. Eric and his now wife met us there, and he informed me that he was going to keep Preston, which is our son, keep him for an extra 2 weeks. But in the guidelines, it says you can have 2 weeks uninterrupted visitation if you go out of town, and that goes into your 5 weeks of your summer. So he's telling me that he was going to get 2 weeks. I called the sheriff's department, and they
What'd you
told
do
me...
that for?
Because Eric wouldn't give me my child, and I was supposed to have him. I had to go and get Preston back. So I called the sheriff's department and asked them, what do I do, because I'm supposed to have him back in my arms, and Eric wouldn't give him back.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eric Hashbarger says his ex-wife, Teresa Hubbard, owes him for travel expenses, attorney's fees, and lost wages. Eric claims after traveling from Ohio to Alabama, Teresa wouldn't allow him to see his son.
Go ahead.
I called the sheriff's department, and they told me, they said, the only thing that you can do, because we can't enforce anything if the other parent doesn't want to give it up.
How long had he had him at that point?
He was on his 5 weeks vacation, and it was at the end of it.
It was towards the end of his...
No, it was 6 weeks, wasn't it?
Let's say he had him for between 5 and 6 weeks. So your son was with his father for 5 or 6 weeks.
Right.
Is that right? And he said he wanted to keep him for another 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, did he say why?
Well, yeah, because in the guidelines, he kept saying that he got an extra 2 weeks when he didn't.
Just a minute. Did he say he wanted to take him someplace, or he just wanted to keep him for...
He wasn't leaving town or nothing. He was just going to stay home.
Because his interpretation of the guidelines was that he had him for an extra 2 weeks?
Right.
Well, there was things that I was doing with my son, Your Honor.
Okay, but he said to you, my interpretation of the guidelines is that I have an extra 2 weeks. Is that what he said to you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one reason. What's the next reason you didn't allow him to
Okay.
take the child?
And in November, it was a good faith because when you move, it said in the guidelines, and I was already moved, that it was a good faith.
You say it was a good faith.
That's what it says on that paper I gave you.
Listen to me. You moved to Alabama, and according to your answer, you say that the second reason you didn't want him to have visitation was because he tried to prevent you from moving from Ohio to Alabama. That's
Right.
what you say. And he wanted to prevent you from doing that through using the courts. Is that right? I assume that he filed papers and
Yeah.
said, I don't want you to move.
Right.
He has every right. Just a minute. Shh. He has every right to do that.
Right.
He has every right to say, I don't want you to take my child out of state so that I can't see him regularly, which is why I asked you certain questions before, madam. I said to you, when you were finally awarded custody, I wanted to know whether he was one of those parents that didn't see their child at all, but you even volunteered that he got to see him even during the week. And he did exercise that visitation during the week.
No,
and he
I-
did.
I had
I'm
phone
not
conversations
speaking
as
to you.
well.
Do you think that? I mean, if you're not losing, you're supposed to keep your mouth shut, right?
Yes.
I mean, I read your papers. I'm quite frankly appalled. I'm appalled that you did not let that little boy go with his father for a vacation to spend time with him. Here you move. He exercises his rights, goes to court and says, I don't want my child to move. We're living in Ohio. Ohio has jurisdiction up until that point. Ohio has jurisdiction. Ohio made the order. I see my child pursuant to that order, and I don't want him to move. Child has two parents. I don't know what reason the court had to say to you, okay, move. And I can't go into that. Court gave you permission to move. Then you're supposed to do whatever is necessary to ensure that your child gets to see his father from whom you took him. You took him out of state. That's what you're supposed to do as a responsible parent, and not be angry that he got married again and then went and had another child and say, forget it. I'm not going to let him. I'm going to make it difficult. That's outrageous. Don't you think that that's outrageous?
To a point, but in December, he got him for Christmas, and then in January, he told me he was going to come to Alabama, pick up our child, and also bring him home. Well, he waits to the last minute. He told me in an email, and I have that on paper, and he also told me on the phone that he was not going to bring him home, that it was my responsibility to come and get him, when he already agreed to bring him home.
Let me see it in the email.
It's basically, see, it's on the first and on the last page.
See, on the...
Shh, I'm reading. This man sounds, based upon these emails that you gave me, as a most responsible, indulgent ex-husband under the circumstances. I'm going to read you parts of it, not just the parts that you underlined. I also wanted to know if you are willing to give me extra visitation at Christmas time. You know most of my time will be spent picking Preston up in Alabama and dropping him back off. I would really appreciate it if you would give me an extra week or two. I know this seems like a long time, but I probably won't be able to see him again until the summer vacation. It would mean a lot to me if we could spend some extra time together. That sound bad to you?
Sounds very fair to me.
Right? Then in the next email he sends to you, I sent you a letter as soon as I got back to Alabama. The letter states that according to the guidelines, you are responsible for coming back to Ohio to pick Preston up. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Since you are, and then he goes on to say, so you're responsible for going back to Ohio, which seems very fair to me since you're the one who moved from Ohio to Alabama. He's going to come and pick him up. Sounds very fair that you got to go and get him. But then he goes even further, and he says, since you are willing to let us keep Preston for extra visitation, I am willing to meet you halfway for you to pick him up at the end of visitation, and I'm willing to do this as a courtesy. So because you said okay that he could spend a little more time with him, he said, I'm going to be a nice guy. So far, I don't see anything terrible. Do you?
No.
Okay. I want you to tell me what happened.
Well, he ended up getting his visitation.
Just a second. I want you to tell me what happened the summertime when he came down to pick up Preston from your house. What did you do?
He was told not to even come down there.
Who told him?
I did.
You have no right to tell him.
My lawyer, my attorney, told me.
You have no right to tell him. Your child has rights. Your child has a right to have two parents. You chose him as a parent. Your child has a right to see his father, irrespective of the fact that you are angry, annoyed, jealous, vicious, whatever. Your child has the right to see his father. A father who, I might add, was consistent in seeing him before you left. So I'm not talking to you about what your lawyer did. You went to Alabama. You started working immediately to get jurisdiction changed from the state of Ohio to the state of Alabama, which for some bizarre reason you were able to do. Okay.
It didn't do it.
No, Your Honor.
It didn't
That went
do.
to court and it got denied.
Oh, good. So
All
at least
rights are staying in the home.
so at least somebody is not asleep at the switch. I want to see.
That's another thing, because since the day we got divorced, that's all she says, that she's going to constantly take me back to court. I even got a phone conversation of that on cassette tape.
Well, listen to me. She's angry, and maybe somebody hasn't said to her what I'm saying to her, which is, you have a child together, and you know what? You have one child?
Right.
Your child is going to grow up hating you. When he grows up and he's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and he understands that you have impeded his father's right.
I have
to
given...
No, you have not.
I have given him extra visitation. Ask him.
Just a second. Did you give him visitation during the summer?
Yes, at the end of the summer, he did end up getting his 5 weeks.
Well, Your Honor, I had to get a court order.
Just a second. When he drove from Ohio to Alabama, did you give him the child?
No, I did not.
And then the court said you were wrong and gave him visitation. Is that right?
Right.
Good. Then you are responsible for the extra trip. Let me see your expenses. Courts should not have to get involved with this.
This one here?
You're supposed to be a good mother, and a good mother ensures that her
I am
child...
a good mother.
No, you are not. If you did not let him take that child when he drove there to take that child out of spite, then you were not being a good parent. You were being a vindictive ex-wife.
Well,
and
he
there is
should
a
have
big
never
difference.
made the trip anyway, because he was told not to come down there, and he went down there anyway. I told him he wasn't going to get the child, and he did it anyway.
That's what you did. You told him you're not going to get the child. Why? Was the child going on a camping
on
vacation?
Paperwork.
You were working on what paperwork?
Things that were supposed to go to court. My lawyer was working on some paperwork.
You don't get it. You don't get it. Listen, I'm not talking about courts, and I'm not talking about lawyers. I'm talking about being a good mother. Not somebody who is jealous or vicious or vindictive, because I read your papers, and you're pretty angry that he got married right away, and you're pretty angry he had another baby, and you're pretty angry about all those things, and you may have an emotional right to be angry at those things. You have no right to withhold your son from seeing his father. If anything, you're supposed to be more giving, since you were the one who upped and moved from Ohio to Alabama to live with your mother. What's the total amount?
It comes up to, what was that, $1,888?
1,000. Go ahead.
$888.36.
Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount, that's all.
Parties are excused. They step out.
Well, I'd just like to let everybody know that there is actually good fathers out there.
Nobody has a right to tell me I'm not a good mother, because my child gets everything he needs and wants.
Some of us like to extend our rights as being a parent. So be it, we shall.
Eric likes to play games, and I'm not going to play them.
Well, ever since the day of the divorce, you know, she's just always wanted to keep me in court over stupid stuff.
He doesn't want to go with a good faith agreement, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
You know, here we are, another day in court.
It's a good faith agreement. That's the way the judge in Ohio set it up. It was a good faith.
She was going to keep me in court until, you know, either financially I'm broke or I just give up myself and give my rights up, which I will not do.
And he doesn't want to be a good faith person.
Getting to see my son. It's important to be a family. That's what everybody should be aware of.
And I cannot trust him on a trip.
And that's the most important thing.
But I have given him extra visitation.
I'm glad it's done and over with.
He would get up to Ohio with my child and then write me or tell me that I have to go up and get him.
Hopefully, custodial parents will realize that they can't jerk the non-custodial parents around like this.
And it's his responsibility of the transportation, and I don't know why he's suing me for money of that trip whenever he was told not to go in the first place. Why'd you go?
If you have visitation rights, you should exercise them.
If you were told not to, then don't go.
Fight it all the way. Take it as far as you go with it.
I want to tell you something. All those papers frighten me. But from what I read in your complaint, this is not an unusual situation. Mr. Metzger, you and the defendant have been divorced since when?
This year.
And how long have you been separated?
Almost 3 years.
How long were you married?
Well, we've known each other for 18 years. We didn't marry right away. I'd say about 15.
And you have 2 girls?
Yes, ma'am.
2 daughters. How old are the girls?
One's 17 and the other one's 10.
And according to your complaint, your 17-year-old daughter lives with you,
Yes, ma'am.
and the 10-year-old child lives with Mrs. Metzger. How long has your 17-year-old been living with you?
3 years, a little over 3 years.
Since she was 14, is that when you moved in with your dad? Is that right?
Yes.
Do you want to be here?
Yes.
Or would you prefer to be outside?
I'd prefer to stay in here, please.
Okay. This lawsuit says, Mr. Metzger, that your wife, your former wife now, has embarked on a campaign of harassment by having you arrested on various charges. All the charges were subsequently dismissed against you, and you want to be reimbursed for not only this harassment, but for the attorney's fees that you've been caused to pay, lost time, etc. Okay. When was the last time, not the first time, but the last time you were arrested as a result of a complaint by your former wife?
The 8th of 8/28/99.
That was the last time.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you tell me why you waited 2 years to pursue this?
The only reason I waited 2 years to pursue it is because Mrs. Metzger keeps taking me to court and suing me in different courts, and she's getting dismissed on all of them. They're not coming up with evidence.
No, I understand that, but if the last instance where she had you arrested was 2 years ago,
Right.
my question is,
Right.
why have you waited 2 years to pursue this civil remedy?
Your Honor, I wasn't even going to pursue it. I was just going to let it go because
Well,
she was my ex-wife. But the harassment still continues from also her mother.
How?
Phone calls, threatening phone calls, police reports that she's making up that are completely false, that the police don't even come and talk to me
You
anymore
mean
because they know it.
by her or by her mother?
Both.
Well, when was the last time your former wife made a police report?
Well, every time I turn around, there's a visitation order with my youngest daughter. When I don't show up, she says I don't show up, which I always show up. She makes an incident report. And when you been through what I've been through in 3 or 4 years, this is not only a 3-year-old case, this is actually a 5-year-old case because I divorced her one time before. This has continued for 5 years, and I've got to the point now that I'm tired of it.
What's been happening in the last 6 months?
I have a communication order, court order, that I'm supposed to communicate with my youngest daughter from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 8. When we call to talk to my daughter, my youngest daughter tells me, Mom unplugs the phone, so I cannot talk to her. So I had asked my daughter, when the next time I'm supposed to call you, baby, do me a favor and go check the plug and tell me if it's just hanging out of the wall. My daughter comes to me and tells me, Daddy, that's exactly what Mommy's doing. Now, my daughter has the right to communicate with me, too, and call me. I asked my daughter, why do you not call me? Mommy will not let me call you. She refuses to let me call. Now, the judge has just came down on her 2 weeks ago on this incident because he understood it, too, and seen it and told her that.
Do you have the last court order? Let me see the last series of court orders.
I don't have it with me because we just got out of court and I haven't got it sent to me yet.
Your Honor, this is from November 13th of '98, and I have the most recent one here.
I'd like to see the most
which
recent.
was just sent to me from my attorney.
Let me see it, please.
Just a moment. Let me.
I'll take a look at that one while she's looking for the other one. Thank you, Bert. All right, so you can't find the last order.
No, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Fine. Okay, close up your books. Mr. Metzger, what I assume you want is, so you want somebody to, I assume, you want somebody to say to your former wife, let's just stop it. I assume that that's what you want.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did your older daughter go to live with your husband with your permission?
No, ma'am.
Do you regularly visit with her?
He does not bring her
No,
to...
no, 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 no.
No.
She's 17 years old. It's not a question if he doesn't bring. Okay. That's not a question if he doesn't bring. You say that with regard to a child who's 10 years old, not for a child like this who's 17 years old. So you don't see her. So you are estranged from your daughter at this point. That's very sad.
Yes.
Put your hand down. I didn't ask you a question.
Okay. Sorry.
She came over for...
I didn't ask you a question.
Okay.
Looks to me from the stack of papers that I see on both of these desks, from your well-collated file, that the two of you have spent the majority of the last several years litigating over nonsense. And you've done that to the detriment of not only yourselves, but your children. Is it true, Mrs. Metzger, that you, on 2 occasions in 1999, caused Mr. Metzger to be arrested? Just answer the questions. Did you, in fact, do that?
I filed police reports, yes.
And is it also correct that both of those matters were ultimately dismissed?
No.
Which matter was not dismissed?
The matter with the photos was not dismissed. It was that they couldn't find enough information to prosecute.
So it was not prosecuted?
Right.
Okay.
Because I do have a letter...
This about photos involves some photos that were allegedly, according to you, sent by your now former husband, that were revealing pictures that were sent to either members of your family and or an employer. You said that only the plaintiff had copies of those pictures and had him arrested for harassment or whatever with regard to transmitting those pictures. But nothing ever happened to that case. So you want to show me...
Yes, he was the only person who had
I'm not getting into
those.
it. I'm not getting into it. These cases are 2 years old, so I'm not getting into it. Doesn't mean I'm finished with all of you, but whatever. They're photographs that I wouldn't like shared with anybody else.
Those were after the birth of my daughter.
I understand.
My eldest daughter.
Ultimately, the 2 cases were either dismissed or not prosecuted. Is that right? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mark Metzger says ex-wife Helen Metzger filed false charges against him on several occasions. Helen says Mark won't let her see their daughter.
In the last 2 years, there have been ongoing proceedings in family court with regard to your 2 children.
For custody, which I have open visitation with Chris Lynn when she chooses to do so, and she's able to call me whenever she chooses to do so.
Okay, but she has not. She has not
Other
chosen
than Christmas and Thanksgiving, she did come over for those holidays.
In the issues of custody, more often than not, a mother is granted custody of minor children. More often than not. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it is. So I assume, Mrs. Metzger, that you are A, angry, B, hurt that your oldest daughter chose to live with your husband some 2.5 or 3 years ago, and that you have now become estranged.
I am not angry with the fact.
Well, then, but are you telling me you consented to it in court?
When she actually left, no, I was not angry. I consented to it on February 6th of this year, yes.
3 years later. 3 years later, because you had no choice to consent to it, because a judge, when the judge talks to a 17-year-old and says, if you put me with my mother, I'm going to run away, judge has no other alternative. I mean, I lived in the family court for a quarter of a century, madam, so believe me, I know what's going on. Believe me, I know what's going on. I've read these papers. I could relive these papers and tell you exactly what happened in the courts over the last 3 or more years. Mr. Metzger, I want you to trust me on that one, sir.
Oh, I do. I know. I watch your show, and I do.
I want you to trust me on that one.
I've seen your show many times. I believe you.
That does not mean, Mrs. Metzger, that you have any right or license to do anything to interfere, impede, negate, suggest, make it difficult for your younger daughter's father to have full and complete and open communication with him, hopefully whenever she wants to.
Your Honor.
I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. I know all the tricks. I know the unplugged phones. I know the not being there with a 10-year-old. I know all of those things. And it's not good for children. The fact that you can't stand each other anymore has nothing to do with the 2 children you created.
I agree with you 100%.
Good.
However, but what he has stated is untrue.
About what?
I was always home at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock just so they could have that communication. I never unplugged the phone. I never did any such thing. I always rushed home so he can have that conversation time with her. Prior to this year, he had no communication with her whatsoever, and we were there continuously.
When was the last time there was a problem with pickup or delivery of the child during visitation?
It hasn't been recent as far as with Emily, with Mark picking up Emily. That was just back in '99. He's been pretty regular, but as far as him dropping off Chrislyn from age of 14 through now, I understand that. I'm just saying, no, she has not brought her, but maybe she hasn't chose to come either.
Your 17-year-old daughter, if she wants to see you, will see you, Mrs. Metzger.
Exactly, I understand that.
There's a reason. It may not be a good reason, because I'm not finished talking to her yet. We haven't even started yet. And I assume that you feel as if you have good reason to have cut your mother off.
Yeah.
You want to tell me about what that is?
Like, how do you want me to start? Like, where do you want me to start telling you from?
Well, why don't you just tell me from your heart why you think at this point, now that it appears at least, that all of the legal issues have been resolved. You've probably spoken to more judges and more psychiatrists and psychologists and law guardians over the last few years than you want to talk to for the rest of your life. So now it's all over. So I want you to tell me right now, just from here, why you don't pursue a relationship with your mother.
I don't talk to my mother because she's done a lot of hurtful things to me, and I seen her with a woman when I was in 7th grade, and then she told me that she was leaving us and she was going to go live with this woman, and she left, so I was like, okay, then, and after that, I really wasn't close to my mom at all. I didn't want to talk to her because it hurt me really bad that she did that, and I haven't been able to talk to her since then.
You think parents are perfect?
No.
They're not perfect. Neither are kids. And there is no question in my mind that your mother has done things that hurt you. Right? On tissue? I don't think your mother woke up one morning, ever, and said to herself, I have a design to hurt my children. She may well have woken up and say, I have a design to hurt you. But that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes adults have changes in their lives. I'm not suggesting to you that it's easy for any teenage girl and their mother. Under ordinary circumstances, that's not easy. And usually teenage girls prefer their fathers. That's why even guys who are macho and say, I want to have a son, know that if they're smart, they'll pray for a daughter. Doesn't mean, in her own way, she doesn't love you. And I'm telling you that it's probably best for you, long term, to see her. I'm not saying you have to go over there every day and share your innermost thoughts and feelings. I'm just saying long term, it's probably best for you to open up that dialogue with your mom. Because although she's made, in your mind, errors, she's caused a lot of pain. According to what you tell me, she has destroyed your family, all of those things. She didn't wake up one morning and say, I'm out to destroy my family. Things became different, chaotic, whatever it was. And I'm sure she's done some vindictive things. I know it. But she's your mother.
Yeah. But she's also called me a liar, and like, we had to go to a counselor, and she told the counselor that I was lying, and she just repeatedly says things to me that hurt me that I can't forgive.
I'm not suggesting you forgive them. You think that just because you're a parent, you are some sort of superhuman being. Parents are just people who had a baby. Not perfect. She's made mistakes. Have you made mistakes?
I have not made any towards her personally.
I didn't ask you that, Mrs. Metzger.
Yes,
asked
I
you
have
whether you
made mistakes, but not towards
Not
her
in-
personally.
Well, when you talk about towards her personally, Mrs. Metzger, she perceives the fact that her home was divided, and that was precipitated by you. Now, you may not say that that wasn't directed towards her personally, right? Wasn't directed towards her personally, but she was affected by it.
But I never left the home, Your Honor. I never left the home on that day like they're saying.
How
When our
much
family
late?
had broken up originally, it was when we were living in Riverside County. And I was thrown out of my house by Mr. Metzger here. I did not leave voluntarily.
Ms. Metzger,
this has just been...
If you're going to have, even hope to have, any relationship at all with your older daughter, you're going to have to understand that while you think you may not have done anything to her personally, like hit her personally, yelled at her personally, that the actions that she's seen over the course of the last several years have affected her personally. You have to soften up a little bit. I have a sense that your older daughter is prepared to soften up maybe a little bit. She's very unhappy that there's a piece of her, because she's crying now, there's a piece of her that is very unhappy that she doesn't have a relationship with you.
I requested through my children's attorney that we have counseling for her and I to repair our relationship.
And?
Since we are here now, I would like her to know that that is what I want to do. I just want to repair my relationship with my daughter. She's been my daughter for 17 years, and I love her dearly. She's
a
always
baby.
going to be my baby.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I have her in counseling now with 2 different counselors and a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist has asked Helen and called Helen to go to counseling because I pay for it. She refused to go, and she has not gone. This child
me ask-
goes to counseling, Your Honor.
Is that an open invitation for Mrs. Metzger?
She's had it. No.
Don't
it's-
be angry. Don't
it's
be
open
angry.
for her to go, yeah, if
It's
she wants
open
to.
for her to go.
Right. Yes, I agree that they should.
What about you?
It doesn't matter to me if she goes or not.
Would you
because
feel as if that was a step in the right direction?
In a way, yeah, but in a way, no, because how she told you that she's never done anything directly to me, she's never hit me directly or said anything to me, she's not telling you the truth on that.
She may not be. But starting from, if you start today, today's day one.
New day.
New day. I'm not saying you have to all be the Brady Bunch. Maybe if your therapist can help you open up a dialogue, you'll feel better. You won't feel all that stress inside. Are you in therapy?
No, ma'am.
You should be.
I believe we all should be.
Maybe, but certainly you should be. Sounds to me as if you need it. Mr. Metzger, this is your lawsuit, and I know that I went far afield of your lawsuit. But when I looked at it and I got to the dates of the incidents that you were complaining about, they were 2 years old, and in my judgment, not something that I was prepared to address as far as a harassment. But I did get a sense that this was an ongoing process of family dysfunction. I didn't know whether any of my input might be valuable. I don't know whether it has been or not.
Yes, it has been.
Go, Mrs. Metzger. You won't be sorry.
Oh, I understand.
Good. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
You, step up here. What's your first name?
Mira,
All right, Mira, when did you borrow your grandmother's car?
on January 11th,
How long had you been driving?
since I've been 15 years old.
Did you have a license when you were 15?
I had a learner's permit. I've been driving with my parents.
All right, now on the 11th of January, where did you meet Mr. Roman?
At a friend's house. We met at a friend's house in the early afternoon. And then in the late afternoon, like around 4 or 5, he asked to borrow my car to run his own personal errands.
Speak not until I get to you. Go ahead.
To run his own personal errands. And then he returned my car around 7 o'clock after
When he
dark.
said he wanted to borrow the car to run his own personal errands, he didn't say personal errands.
No, he said he was
said
going by his house or to his work or something. It was in the same general area. So I told him he could use the car because I'd driven with him before, and he drove perfectly fine. And I wasn't breaking any of the rules that my grandmother and I had agreed on when she let me use the car. And I had signed a contract for that. And
you mean you signed a contract with your grandmother?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Good for you. Let me see the contract. Who prepared this agreement?
I did.
You crossed out number 1.
Because I started growing my hair out.
You had cut your hair very short?
Mm-hmm.
Like a crew cut?
No, well, I cut it really short and...
Long in the front.
Yeah, it was long in the front.
Bird, I just want... Grandma's a tough cookie. I will not acquire any tattoos on my body. I will not allow any parts of my body to be pierced. Not use any drugs. Not smoke anything. Not consume any alcohol prior to age of 21. And never while driving the car. Maintain the car in clean condition. Will attend school. Take driver's ed. Will work or travel or attend school every summer. Will drive defensively, cautiously, and will not allow anyone under the age of 21 to drive this car. You signed it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great.
Can I get a copy of this?
You sure can.
Thank you.
Bird wants a copy. You don't mind, do you? Okay. In any event, how old are you?
21.
So?
Can I, first bite?
Shh. I'm not with you yet. So when he came back after borrowing the car, what happened?
He came inside and...
How much later?
A few hours. And he came inside and told me he had something to tell me. And I was like, you know, what? And he told me he wrecked my car, he'd been in an accident. And I thought he was joking because I just, I didn't believe it. And he brought me outside to show it to me. And then he proceeded to apologize to me for wrecking my car and told me that he would take care of it for me. He told me then that he hadn't filled out an accident or police report. And so I asked him if we could do that. And he said, no, we can't, because it was a hit and run and it wasn't my fault. And at that point, I said, okay, well, I don't know what to do about it then, so we'll wait till tomorrow.
When did you let your grandmother know about the accident?
I was out of town. My mother died, and I was in Alabama taking care. She had just died and taking care of that, and I was going through that trauma. So Chris, my son-in-law, tried to take care of things for me. So.
Okay. When did you tell your father?
I told my father the next day. And he told me to contact my insurance company and see what they had to say, which I did. And they said that they wouldn't do anything because the insurance that I had wasn't collision insurance or...
What kind of car was this?
A 1993 Honda Civic EX.
You had personal injury insurance, but no collision, I assume.
Because I'm on a limited income, and with a teenager driving, I couldn't afford collision. It was about twice as much with the liability.
Okay. Can I see photographs of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
They're in the packet, Your Honor. They're on the back of Section 3 is the 3 estimates we got to repair the car, and the pictures are at the back of Section 3.
Thank you. Okay. You're up.
You ready? All right. Basically, how it started is I was at a party that I had met her. I think maybe this contract that she just gave you must be pretty recent for the fact that probably the first 5.
Listen to me.
The first 5.
All I want to know is how you got the car and how you got into this accident.
Okay. I'm going to let you know. Basically, I was at this party. I had met... we had mutual friends. I had met her that night. It was late. Wasn't any time in the daytime. It was nighttime. Early morning, maybe 3, 4 in the morning. I was on my way out. I had plenty of friends there that could have given me a ride. I had no reason to ask her for the car. She asked me if I could pick up one of her friends, that her friend Wilma or somebody needed to be picked up, that she was having problems with her mom. She needed to get out of the house. So I said, look, at the same time, I need to bring my record back home. I've been up tired. I need to bring it home. I proceeded to bring my book bag home. On the way back...
I don't understand. I just didn't understand that, sir. Did I not understand it on purpose? First, you tell me she asked you to pick up her friend Wilma, and then you started to frumpy over, you had a book bag and a record, you wanted to bring it home. Let's get to. She asked you to pick up her friend Wilma? You also wanted to take a record home?
No, my record bag home, because I had it with me and I was...
So you wanted to take your record bag home? Stop playing with the pen. You wanted to take your record bag home?
Yeah.
So, now that I understand that, continue. So you said...
Well, after that, I told her that, I explained to her that, look, I didn't have insurance. I didn't have a car at the time, but I had a valid driver's license.
You had this whole discussion?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I want you to tell me everything that happened. Not everything that you believe should have happened, that you would have liked to have been said. Do you understand? Because I have had children who are teenagers, who are 19 and 20 and 21 years old. And if somebody asks you to take a friend home and you want to take your book bag home, you do not have a conversation about whether you have a valid driver's license or is there insurance on the car. Listen to me. Listen to me. Now, you listen to me, because I'm smarter than you. You could live to be 200, you won't be as smart as I am. Do you understand that?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Mira Crowell says she loaned her grandmother's car to Michael Roman. Mira says Michael wrecked it and refuses to pay.
Just tell me the truth. Simple, clean, and easy. You were going to go pick up her friend and also go to your house to bring home a book bag.
Exactly.
Right.
But this wasn't on my choice. I didn't want to. From the beginning, once again, I did not want to bring her or even do her the favor of bringing
Then you don't do it.
Exactly.
Then
but,
you...
Exactly.
Then you don't do it.
Okay, exactly. But
Good.
She continued.
But you got... I don't care whether you're going to tell me that she continued to beg you, plead you, whatever. Put the pen down. Stop scratching your ear. You don't get behind the wheel of a car if you didn't want to do it. You did want to do it, so you got behind the wheel of her car. Is that right? Did she, in fact, point a gun in your head and say, go get my friend? Yes or no?
No.
Did she take out a knife, threaten you in any way?
No.
Did she threaten to call the police if you didn't do her this favor?
No.
Did she threaten to tell your family that you had done something grotesque to her?
No, ma'am.
No. So you got her keys, and you got in the car.
She gave me the keys.
Yes,
and
she gave you the keys.
Proceeded to go home to bring my record back home.
So the first thing you did was go home, right?
Right.
So you took care of your chore first, right?
Exactly.
Good. When did you get into the accident?
The reason, let me take one step back. The reason that...
No, you listen to me. You took your book bag home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take your book bag home before or after the accident?
Before the accident.
So you got home with your book bag and there was no accident.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you left your house, where was your next stop?
To her friend's house.
And how far away was that from your house?
Maybe 3 miles.
And how far did you get before you had the accident?
Maybe 2 miles.
Now tell me about the accident.
I was coming down Highway 50, and that's a main highway, state road. There was a Cadillac in the fast lane. I was in the medium lane, the middle lane, proceeding down the road. I noticed that they kind of were driving hazardous. Whoever the person was driving was tapping their brake lights. They were kind of swerving. They proceeded to get in front of me, so I switched over lanes because I noticed, you know.
You switched over to the fast lane?
Yeah, I switched over to the fast lane to not be in back of them. They slammed on their brakes and turned this way, back into my lane. The bumper of the back bumper of her car touched the front bumper of the Civic, spun me off into there was a construction site going on at the time. There was temporary construction signs. Spun me off into a median. One of the temporary signs hit the windshield, spun me back off into the middle of the road. And I stopped the car, pulled it over. And as soon as I got out of the car, the other car kept going. So I proceeded to pull the car over into a parking lot because there was a mall right there. So I pulled it over, looked at the car, see if it was drivable. I realized that I wasn't too far from home. I was really nervous. I had previously explained to him that, you know, I didn't personally have insurance.
I don't believe that.
Okay, but...
So let's get over that. I don't believe that you personally explained to her that you had no insurance. That's not consistent with human...
That's a big part of my case. I mean...
It may be a big part of your case. I don't believe it.
But that...
I don't believe it.
Okay, so anyway, so basically after that had happened, I was nervous. I was kind of shook about the whole situation with the car. So I knew I was only maybe a mile and a half from the house where the party was going on still. Brought her back the car, explained to her the situation that had happened, brought her outside, showed her the car, and explained to her that I felt that we should call the cops and that I would personally tell them that I was driving and that at least they would have a police report of some sort. And from then on, we continued on. Nothing had happened. She never called the cops. 3 days later, we continued partying. We hung out. I continued to drive the car. She let me borrow the car the next day.
Did you let him borrow the car the next day?
Yes. And can I explain why?
Sure.
Because he had a pager, and he said that that was the only number he would give us, was his pager number. And he said that if he didn't get it paid for that day, it was going to get shut off. And I didn't want to I didn't want to lose contact with him. And the car was not, I wasn't going to drive it wrecked, like all the way.
Baloney. That's a fib. All you have to do is have his name. You call the police. You say he was in an accident with my car. It was a hit and run. Somebody hit the car. Police come. They take his name. They take his address. I guarantee you he doesn't need a cell phone in order for you to stay in contact with him. So that's a lot of baloney. You know it and I know it. What do you want to say? You want to say something in defense of that?
In defense of Muir, if I could.
In defense of that baloney that she let him drive the car again after he wrecked it?
No.
Of course not. You don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
Right. There is no defense for that, right?
I agree.
Good.
Basically, one thing I was just trying to say is that, I mean, basically from the beginning of the whole situation when we first talked, I told her that I did not want to use the car, and I personally would not take responsibility.
Roman, listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I don't see why you don't.
We take responsibility for our actions. When somebody coerces you, threatens you with physical harm, sometimes people have to do things that they would ordinarily not do.
Mm-hmm.
If what you want me to believe is you were coerced into using this car because this young woman begged you, pleaded with you, wouldn't take no for an answer, and if you want me to accept that as an excuse, I will not.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If you let me finish, you'll hear what I'm saying. I personally just did not, regardless if it's my friend, if it was her, if it's any friend, if I do not have insurance, which I do not, and at the time I was going through problems with my car and my insurance and payments on that, I let her know. You see what I'm saying? That I did not have, no, just let me finish.
You said it before, and I'm telling you, you're a liar. At 4 o'clock in the morning, when you said this happened, you don't have a conversation with her and say to her, I'm going to take your car, and I'm going to first drop off my book bag at my house. Then I'll go pick up your friend. But by the way, I'm having trouble with my car and my own insurance, so therefore I don't have insurance. I hope you have insurance. Does that sound right to you as the parent of teenagers? It's inconsistent with Bird's and my experience as a parent.
You're still not understanding what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm understanding you.
Not.
Oh, believe me. I'm understanding. You know what I'm understanding? Shh. You know what I'm understanding? You had an accident, and you got to pay for the car. You were driving, your fault.
But
you were driving, your fault. Because if a Cadillac is in front of me swerving, what you do is you very slowly put on the brake. You slow down to about 20 miles an hour, and you let the Cadillac get really far in front of you because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. They probably had a whole bunch to drink, and you want to stay as far away from them as possible. That's what you do when you're an adult and when you are driving defensively. However, when you're a 21-year-old idiot, right, then you get right on the behind of the Cadillac, you move around, they change lanes, you change lanes, and all of a sudden you get into an accident. Not on purpose. You didn't mean to destroy her car, but you destroyed her car. She doesn't have collision insurance. She has liability insurance, which means that if you had killed somebody, that insurance would have had to have been responsible. But because you just wrecked the car, who was supposed to be responsible? Mrs. Cromwell, who was taking care of funeral arrangements? Her granddaughter, who was at the house, was nowhere near this accident? Or you, who had just taken care of your own chore, dropping off your own bag in your own house at 4 o'clock in the morning? Who do you think should be responsible? Or Bird, who was home in his house sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning? You think about that, not you.
First, I'm telling you, regardless, I did not take responsibility for the car from the beginning. I told her that before I left. I didn't need, you can laugh about it.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
It might be funny, but I mean, it's not.
No,
really.
it's not. You're not funny. I want to tell you something. You're not funny. How many times has your license been suspended?
Once.
How did I know that?
How'd you know that?
Yeah, how did I know that?
Probably because they looked up my license and brought you papers and did that, Shamil?
Really?
I mean,
Just a second. Just a second. Is that what you think? You think that they looked up your record and they brought me papers?
Well, I'm sure, possibly. I mean,
No, I'm telling you, sir, that's not how I know that your driver's license had been suspended at age 21.
Then you tell
At
me.
least once.
You let me know.
How did I know?
I don't.
Because I'm smart.
That's
it. You want to know something? Even Bird knew your license had been suspended at least once. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because he's smart. The only one who just don't get it is you. When you destroy somebody's property, you have to pay for it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,012.93. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't stay out until 4 o'clock in the morning. It did happen in the early afternoon, early evening.
I wasn't the only one that had a suspended license.
He did not tell me that he did not have insurance because I wouldn't have let him take my car.
She had a suspended license at the time. That's the reason she wasn't driving the car.
I think he's a liar.
I could have got home from the party that night.
When we confronted him about paying for it, he gave us a wrong address. We dropped him off at a house that he didn't walk into.
Basically, my whole thing was she asked me if I could take her car, and I told her from the jet I wasn't going to take responsibility if anything ever did happen to the car.
We're just glad it's over, and we thank Judge Judy for taking the case.